Hey, welcome. God, I just realised I look like that scene in Apocalypse Now. I found Marlon Brando. Hello, welcome to the Adams Arms. Slightly late opening today, by only a minute or so. Cut me some slack. And we're going to be talking transfers. We are, of course, going to be talking qualification for the last 16 of the Premier European competition. Perhaps even discussing why everyone is so down on us when we are actually in the last 16 of the Champions League. I know very few of us think we're going to win it. I have to do something about the light here, don't I? Bear with me. I was a little late starting and I'm a little bit behind, but great to see you all here. Zanzi's here, 21:45 hours clicked and I liked it. I saw that. I love it. Thank you. Timestamp. Hi, Melina. Great to see you. Loved your stream yesterday, by the way, and thank you so much for the kind words. Good evening. Good evening. I still can't believe that Havertz was man of the match yesterday. Martinelli, Rice, then possibly Havertz. I haven't even thought about it yet. I don't know. We are going to talk transfers. Don't worry if you're tuning in and you're not a regular of the Adams Arms. This hostelry for the hopeful. Martinelli had a great game yesterday. Yes, he did. What a cross. Wonderful football. And now Fandabi Rosie's here. We can get going. Oop. Lovely to see you. Look at this. Earth Vader, the Bristol Bomber. Razor, you lovely man, you fucking want. Do you want some? Do you? Because I got some. I got some just for you, son. If you're new to the channel, this will all make sense once you've been a few times. I clicked a like and I like it. Nick Fadley, never bad to see you, sir. Never bad to see you. Can we call Miss Melina? I know that you are the Queen of Arsenal. I accept that. I appreciate it, and I think it's the highest accolade. But you're more of a princess, really. I think Amy Lawrence might be the Queen of Arsenal, and I'm just saying, I'm being contentious, but we can have a debate. Let's have a heated debate. Aidan Heaven, Arsenal Academy going into thin air, but Maldini is ahead of him in the pecking order. I think Maldini Kukuri is an old school defender that I really love. But hopefully I've covered everyone here. Thank you so much. Let's make sure that we are having a good night tonight. And to start with, I do just want to talk about transfers because, there's only about 10 days left. And we can start knocking out the players we're not going to be signing. We now know we're not going to be signing Omar Marmoush. I'm really not sure what to do about this line. Should we try something random? Let's try turning it off. Yeah, that's not better. First pints are on Melina. Bloody hell. That was actually better though, briefly. Okay, we're going to leave it like that and let it adjust. And this is if you're new here, this is what it's like. I am not an expert in YouTube, but nor am I an expert in transfers, but we are going to try and cover some off. Randall Kolo Muani is now a Juventus player. They've paid silly money. Omar Marmoush has gone to Man City. They've paid reasonable amount of money. He was on fire, Eintracht Frankfurt. Of course, I've just remembered. There was the second-tier European competition today. I saw that Hoffenheim were not able to beat Tottenham, which must be a great source of embarrassment to them. I mean, how you cannot beat Spurs if you're Man City. Also, really want to talk about the Paris Saint-Germain Man City game yesterday, but of course I do also want to talk about the Arsenal game. So basically, as with a lot of the Thursday night at the Adams Arms, there is an awful lot to talk about. In terms of the strikers that we might still sign, is anyone else getting really fed up with the kind of journalism that we see in the transfer window, which is David Ornstein or Fabrizio Romano saying that he knows that Arsenal are looking to bring a striker in this window. They're working very hard to bring a striker in. What does that mean? Because I'll tell you what the first thing it means is that quite obviously we didn't plan to bring in a striker. Because if we are now phoning around all the clubs in Europe trying to get a striker, then we obviously weren't doing it in November. And it's not as if the January transfer window was a huge surprise to us. And we know we didn't get the players we needed in summer. We went for Šeško, who we will be discussing again tonight, because that's the big name that all of the in the knows will tell you. They will say, well, let's take David Ornstein, for example. He will tell you that Arsenal's prime target is actually Alexander Isak, but their next target is Benjamin Šeško, but they're unlikely to sign him in the January transfer window. So really, it's a non-story masquerading as a story, because if the question is who are we going to sign in the transfer window in January, then talking about Benjamin Šeško, who's unlikely to go unless we break the bank for him. I know that Leipzig are going to be out of the Champions League if they're not already. I'd have to check. And also, before I do anything else, this Carling Opta question that Arteta was asked in the press conference yesterday, Opta have now said that Arsenal are 100% to get through to last 16. And that's not technically true. But I think it's something like 99.9%. In order for us not to go through, several other teams would have to win by 5 clear goals, and we would have to lose to Girona 2-0. And whilst I'm not sure that we won't lose that game and the other teams won't all win 5-0, the likelihood is so remote now that we can plan a Dubai trip and they can all chill out. Although saying that, can you send a second team out if you don't have a second team? So David Ornstein will tell you that we are very keen to sign RB Leipzig's Benjamin Šeško, but not so keen that we'd actually pay the money it would cost to bring him in January. So what does that mean? That means we're not that keen. Arsenal are set to make a £140 million announcement. It was a story that caught my eye, and I imagine it did yours as well. We are now one of the world's biggest clubs. We tick every box on an investor's wish list. And if you're playing sports monopoly, you probably want to buy property in N5. But the big announcement is that the Emirates Stadium, I think the big announcement is that we're likely to expand our stadium. That's not what we want to see. £140 million announcement is we've signed Alexander Isak, which we know we're not going to do. Zinchenko is wanted by Dortmund. Wouldn't surprise me. I thought he played well. How did we feel about Zinchenko? A woman's buying a round in a pub. Zanzi, you really are from a different time, aren't you? Bless you. Bless you. Let me, before I forget, I want to get you guys on here. I'll put the link on in a minute. At the moment, just to keep it fair so that people don't accuse me of clickbaiting, I'm just going to rattle through the transfer stories. Zubimendi, according to Charles Watts, is not done, but it's very likely to go ahead, so we don't really know. We have agreed personal terms. That's what I should have led with, isn't it? That we are apparently in a position. Isn't football's changed, doesn't it? You can now agree personal terms with people before you ever make an effort to sign them. However, we have agreed personal terms, and Red Eye Guna, you will love this, with Cunha, Wolverhampton Wanderers player Cunha. Obviously, he's going to be the subject of much debate, I hope, in this Adam's Arms. It seems, are his preferred destination. He was signed by Wolverhampton Wanderers 2.5 years ago for around 50-something million. We've tested the waters with a frankly derisory bid of less than they paid for him. He's obviously hugely important to a Wolverhampton Wanderers side that want to stay up. They're not going to want to sell him cheaply. So what is the point in us agreeing personal terms with him if we're not prepared to match something like the amount that Nottingham Forest are offering? And they're apparently interested. Chelsea, of course, are in because Chelsea's everybody's little brother. Arsenal's little brother anyway. As soon as we go in for a player, they want him. And I think a really good strategy for us right now would be just to go after every shit player. Like I would be going for Rashford, Anthony. Although I think I'm not speaking out of turn. Has Anthony's move already been cemented? I Don't know. We can look into that more. But the big stories are Šeško is unlikely to move, according to the most reputable in the knows, the Ornsteins, the Fabrizio Romanos, both of whom have said that they know, as has legendary safe hands Dave Seaman, has come out and said, actually, that sounded wrong. Why does that sound wrong? David Seaman. David Seaman? Did I ever call him Dave? Answers in the box there if you ever called him Dave. David Seaman has also said that he knows that Arsenal are working double hard to get a striker. Should we be pissed off then that we're working double hard to get a striker? We desperately need one. Manchester City have arguably one of the world's best strikers, and they've gone and got the hottest property in German football. And Omar Mamouche may turn out to be a fantastic signing, may not. I think it's a bit of a panic buy. I'm not sure they needed him. But Man City have put their money, their considerable amounts of money, to be fair, on where their mouths are, and gone out and bought players. Reich, they've bought Omar Mamouche, Kuzanov. So we've done nothing. We have done nothing. We've been linked with every striker in the world. Victor Osimhen, Victor Boniface. I actually did a show a couple of weeks ago. You regulars, please bear me up on this one. I said that it's only a matter of time before we're linked with Victor Boniface, and then wouldn't you know it, bingo! Hawkwind, jeez! Good to see you, Hawkwind. Never broke again. I hope that's true. Why Arsenal trying to pay less for what Wolves bought him for? I know! Like, you can't make this shit up. I just don't think it's true. Like, why would we think that Wolverhampton Wanderers, who have him on contract, unless we really are tapping him up in a most massive way, unless we really are just thinking we're so confident that he wants to play for us that he'll go on strike. Well, we tried that shit with Moses Caicedo. And Brighton, I think, justifiably turned down our 70 million for the 105 million they were able to get for him just a few months later. And it's worth, if you can make an extra 35 million, I would recommend you hold out for it. And then here, I completely agree with this again. I don't think Wolves will sell him for anything less than 60 million. And actually, it might even be stupid to sell him for that much. Making some popcorn for the pub snack, that sounds like a good idea. Nothing fancy, though. No like bacon popcorn or any shit like that. I want the good old-fashioned butter-kissed caramel. Stephen Foote, good to see you. I will have a Bacardi and Diet Coke, please. I will hide from the nurses. Should you be having a Bacardi and Diet Coke? Apart from anything, Diet Coke gets you pissed quicker than actual Coke. Deeply interesting reports I was reading on this. It's scientific fact. Go and check it out if you don't believe me. Don't always believe me, but on this one you can. It's looking like Cunha will now stay at Wolves and renew and add a release clause. I don't know. I tell you what's going to be highly instructive is whether he plays against us on Saturday. If Cunha's in that starting 11, Red Skull, what a name. Thought on Hayden leaving. Yeah, we're going to talk about it. I think we're going to have to talk about Aiden Heaven. On Tuesday, I spoke. Miss Melina and I were talking about this, and look, I'm not trying to be against Per Mertesacker. I know a lot of people have it in for Mikel Arteta. Something is not right at the Hale End Academy, and it's not just that we're not producing, like people will say Max Dowman's come through and they'll point at the players who have come through. But right now, it's looking very sparse. And I don't think we wanted to see it. I think Aiden Heaven was a player that we saw him in a pre-season, looked decent. Why are we losing so many? Why are Rule Walters and Cozy Dewberry determined to leave? Cozy Dewberry left because he couldn't see a path into the first team. Went to Brighton, understand it, great move. They developed players. And then he got loaned out to Blackburn. We could have done that. Diet Coke does not get you pissed. What I meant to say, if I wasn't clear, is that if you drink alcohol and diet drinks, they get you pissed more quickly than if you drink alcohol with regular drinks, which is a provable, verifiable scientific fact, which I only found out a couple of weeks ago. I just called him safe hands. Were you all right to? Let's get you guys in here. There's so much to talk about. I would dearly like to hear some of your thoughts on Aiden Heaven. I'd really like to see what you think about Cunha. And you can't have Bacardi and Diet Coke. You can have a Bacardi and actual Coke. That's it, Steve. So what do you think about Man City? Are they panic buying? Are these great signings? Not really a transfer story, but finding out, like, a lot of Pep Guardiola's sort of behaviours and things at the moment, you can see he's been going through it. To find out that he's just split with his wife of 30 years because he decided to stay at Manchester City. How's that for commitment? Can you imagine that? Choosing Man City over your missus? That's not a cue for you to do a 1960s or 70s joke, Zanzi. But do jump on here when you're ready. It's never the same without you behind the bar. The regulars love you. And Miss Melina, if you're free, please do jump on. So I think that the transfer window, I've been asked a few times today by different people who I think we're bringing in. I've got no idea. But it looks like I'm not alone. Fabrizio Romano is making a living at the moment out of telling people that Arsenal are looking to do some business, but it's not sure they will. Can you imagine if the news was like that? It just shouldn't be. Right. It's not just me anymore. Welcome, Zanzi. Welcome, Miss Melina.
Hi, everybody.
Hey. And we've got a like on
Dan
Facebook.
said hello to me first, so you be quiet, young lady. Hello, Dan. How are you?
Feisty, Zanzi.
Oh, he was here early as well.
He said, Zanzi basically said, speak when you're spoken to. All right, Zanzi.
Now you may talk.
You may talk. And now don't stop. Jose's here. Bloody good to see you. How are you doing? How did you feel after the match yesterday, guys? Zanzi, I'll start with you because obviously you're in a kind of mood today.
I predicted it 3-0. I got it smack on. We were really good. Not brilliant, but we were good. They were pretty poor. Martinelli was easily the man of the match. Rice was easily second. Havertz played well because he's actually in the box for once.
Yeah, he scored a header. What do you want to say about that?
Yeah. But he set up.
I've seen an elephant fly.
he set up Rice. But that being said, if it wasn't for Martinelli putting the balls in, they wouldn't have scored.
Do you know what? Just there's so much football. I actually watched. I was in the Goonie Cave. I was watching both games at once. I felt really space age. I had the Arsenal game on, which was good, but I had the Man City Paris Saint-Germain game.
Oh man, that's icing on the cake, Dan.
I was watching, and I had typical City's commentary. And when City went 2-0 up, he goes, I told you we're back. I put my neck on the line and I said after being Ipswich 6-0 that we're back. And now they're going to believe. And then the next goal went in as he was still talking. Like the Paris Saint-Germain goal, he went, oh, why did I say that? And then he started getting deflated at 4-2. It's just funny, you know.
Did you put any parlays yesterday?
Didn't do well yesterday. No, I didn't do. Well, I had over 2.5 goals on the. I broke even because I had over 2.5 goals on the Arsenal game.
Oh, okay.
And I got it on about broke even. Nothing particularly interesting. Some great games though in the Champions League. This new format, they will tell you that has been designed to create great games, and it
in the group stages itself, yeah,
it kind of has, isn't it?
And more money.
Yeah, definitely. And more games for our players.
Yeah.
Well, this is what really drives me mad because I've heard so many people saying, oh, you know, it's good to avoid the extra 2 games because we wouldn't, they're only extra 2 games because they've added 2 games and we've now avoided it. We would have been playing the same number of games if we got to the last 16 last time. Let me go through some of these so I don't get accused of, well, hey, Dream Team on stream. Absolutely. Rosie, we'll get you on here one day. I know it. Rosie! Make sure you're taking it easy, Stephen. Don't go crazy. Jose blocked me. Nobody blocked you. You blocked yourself. Benfica Barca was what? That was an incredibly good game. That was an incredibly good game the night before. I didn't think Arsenal Dinamo would live up to it in the Eduardo derby. I watched your player ratings. I thought you did a really good job post-match. So do you agree do you have the same man of the match as Zanzi?
I said Havertz, but some people said Martinelli though.
I don't even know. I mean, I watched the whole match. I wasn't particularly. It's difficult when you've got two matches on.
Roberts got a goal and assist, but Martinelli looked like the Martinelli we all know from 2 seasons ago. Like he was everywhere on the flank, where he needed to be on the flanks.
I think he played
brilliantly.
Really good. Do you know what? This is what I wanted to say about the. Man City lost to Paris Saint-Germain 4-2, 2-0 up, 4-2 down, right? Do you remember when we beat Paris Saint-Germain and everyone said, well, they're not that good?
Yeah. They played a B team against us and all that.
Yeah, they're not that good. Oh, it's only Paris Saint-Germain. They're not a good side. And then Man City lose to them and it's like, well, it is Paris Saint-Germain. You're like, the honest truth is, I think that I've seen more than enough evidence to suggest that we get judged by a completely different yardstick from other clubs.
100%. When we, I guess I'm not going to say the word bottled, but when we blew a 2-0 lead to Aston Villa, the media was hounding us. The English media was hounding us for giving up a 2-0 lead. But when Man City did that to PSG, you don't hear it in the papers. You're hardly hearing it now.
Sporting CP. I'm calling them Sporting Lisbon. Batter Man City.
Yeah.
We batter them. Paris Saint-Germain batter Man City. We batter. I mean, like at a certain point, when we lost to Bournemouth and everyone was going, you lost to Bournemouth.
Different yardstick when it comes to Arsenal. Sometimes you
totally different.
See it, and it's so blatant nowadays.
You know what's going to be funny is, Man City just beat Ipswich 6-0.
Yeah.
But if we beat Man City, which we will do, everyone's going to say, well, Man City having a shit season, aren't they?
Yeah, well, this is what I'm saying. Typical City was talking about, now that we've beaten Ipswich, we're back 6-0. It's like, wow, you guys have fallen fast, because that wasn't a yardstick of like. Anyway, I just there are enough instances of me going, I thought this Paris Saint-Germain was shit. Everyone, they've just literally
came back.
There are problems at City I don't see them solving with a prospect.
I thought Dembele changed the game for them, and Bradley Barcola. Bradley Barcola, he was so good yesterday. And I don't know what Arsenal are doing, sleeping or twiddling their thumbs, but why couldn't we have signed him? He was a player we were linked to previously in the past, but again, I don't see him leaving Paris Saint-Germain. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, he could be on high wages as well.
No, I don't think he is. Actually really don't. No, I don't think he is. And also, I'm not necessarily on the same page as you that he can't leave. I think Bradley Barcola could be on the move. It's probably less likely now that they've flogged a high-profile striker. To Juventus. So does that mean that Vlahovic are the rumors that I found most annoying so far have been, and you said this the other day as well, where Vlahovic is on too much money. Osimhen's on too much money. We're not going for those kind of deals. Mr. Bungle.
Hi, Mr. Bungle.
Very good to see you, Mr. Bungle.
It's not the same one from Rainbow, is it?
Yes, it is. Probably is. Well, how could you say that? You don't know. Must Sports World. I can only imagine how cold it is there, but it is cold enough here. So green pesto and lemon marinated chicken thighs with peppers and mushrooms, skinny fries all day long. Yes. I wasn't joking. BX blocked me. We didn't block you from here. Does he have powers? We'll get to all the comments. If you're writing comments, I will get to them all. We're determined, right? I don't know about Bradley Barcola definitely not moving. I think.
Well, we haven't even inquired. We haven't done nothing. We haven't even looked at the player, I'm sure. Well, maybe I'm not sure about that.
Listen, how are you sure about that? How are you sure we haven't made an offer? How are you sure we're not looking? How do you.
I hope we're doing something in the background.
He's not a regular starter he was man of the match.
No question. He's not a regular starter for them.
He's not a regular starter.
Yeah.
I don't think he's on huge wages. He's definitely a player that I really like the look of. He's perfect age, perfect. He's tall enough. We know Arteta likes him tall. I really like him. I think he's a great player. But the prevailing narrative is Arteta wants Nico Williams. God knows why, because did anyone see
that Nico Williams doesn't want us. That guy only wants Barcelona, it seems like.
But it's more that, have you seen how badly he's playing at the moment? He got subbed off.
This season he's not doing good, yeah.
I mean, why do we want to pay 60 million up front for a player? I don't get it. It doesn't float my boat.
I don't even think we're going for that Nico Williams.
We're definitely not going for in this window.
You still think we'll go for him in the summer?
Yeah, I do. I think there are some. Look, since I've been doing transfer roundups on this channel, it was only 2.5 years, right? Or was it?
Since we signed Jorginho.
Yeah, so is that 2 years? It's January transfer window. Yes, it's 2 years. I've been doing this 2 years. I'm an old hand now. But the same bloody names keep coming up. Zubimendi was in that January transfer window.
Yeah.
And
Liverpool were after that Zubimendi previously too.
Yeah, and they thought they'd signed him, and he decided to stay at Sociedad, and now he's coming to us, etc., or is he? Because Charles Watts today was saying that it's not a done deal, but he has a preference to come to Arsenal. But until the thing is signed, everything is up in the air. But I feel like with the Zubimendi one, just when you think it's dead and buried and he's decided not to come and it's all over, it just persists and goes on and on and on. And then we do finally get him or not, or whatever the case may be. And I have a feeling that the Nico Williams one is falling into that category. It seems to me like there is a very strong desire. But I don't know. Listen, I really hope, and maybe it's just hope, but I'd be really upset if Arteta is making these decisions about players, because he's not the scouting team. He's not the data analyst. He's only making that determination from what he's seen of a player, and he's not seeing that much of him. So for Arteta to have final say in transfers, I think is a mistake. It's not how modern football should be run. He should have a say. He should, because one of the things that's true is if you bring a brilliant player and the manager doesn't like him and play him, then you've got a problem. And I think that in the case of Mikel Arteta, if he really wants Nico Williams, but the data's all pointing the other way, then we probably don't get Nico Williams, because I would hope that. But it feels like, even though Nico Williams is not passing the eye test at the moment and is not delivering, they've found in him some attributes that they think would really work in our team. And I just can't see him. But I feel like this one's going to drag on till summer, and we are going to make a bid for him. And because he's got a release clause, I can't see it.
It's only a release clause, right? And I know this is a different player, different profile and everything. But if you remember when we signed Thomas Partey from Atletico, we activated the release clause on the last day. But with the release clause, you have to pay all the money up front. There's no amortization or installment.
Yeah.
And then Kroenke, I think, put that money from his own pocket for Thomas Partey.
Well, the whispers, and listen, I think it's funny, right? At this point, I just think sports journalists who make a living writing stories about transfers just spend the day in the pub.
You know why Arteta's after Williams, don't you?
Nico Williams, versatile winger.
Yeah, because he's not a striker.
Yeah.
Because he has Havertz for that. Hey!
Oh, did you? I saw that narrative. Anyway. The first thing that Lee Gunner and his ilk was saying was, "This is typical. This beating a team 3-0 is a problem now, because it means that we won't sign a striker." And you go, if you're absolutely
winning games, oh no, they're complaining about winning games too.
If you're absolutely militantly determined to be unhappy, then winning £1 million is, I'm going to have to pay a lot of tax.
You'll still complain.
You'll have something to complain about. Personally, I needed us to be. I was glad we got 3-0 because it's good for the goal difference, which means that I think a team like Villa would have to win 5-0 and we'd have to lose 2-0 against Girona. It's all looking very good. It's all looking like we've qualified. I love that we've qualified for the last 16, and I don't think that means we don't sign a striker. I think the reason we're not going to sign a striker is because we just don't. We don't want to go out and buy any old striker, and there aren't a lot of strikers out there. And I think the ones we want, we can't shift in January.
Oh, I was looking at all the teams who are currently in the Champions League who could equal Arsenal on points, and that is all the way down to 13. And in the last
13
game,
teams, you mean?
Huh?
13 teams?
No, it was the team, because we're on 16 points.
Yeah.
So a team on 13 points, if they get a better goal difference, could actually beat us.
But that would be in most cases, it would be winning like.
They have to win massively. So for us to be 100% guaranteed, that's not going to happen, because
we're not 100% guaranteed. Just to be clear,
I know that. But out of those teams who could feasibly get above us on goal difference, i.e., all the teams below us, 4 of them play each other. So that automatically knocks 2 of them out because they won't be able to get past us.
Yeah, but it also means that 2 of the others definitely get 3 points if that's the case. So the reality is that we don't need to lose by many. We just need it's categorized by Opta, who obviously are famous for giving stats, as 100%, because it's so incredibly unlikely that we go out that you can call it 100%, but it is technically 99.8 or something. But I think we put our feet up. We just don't want to lose to Girona by 4 goals or something. They're not playing that well.
No, I mean, if we draw, that's it. We've done it.
Yeah, we're through. A draw is plenty, yeah. But we really would rather. We'd probably really rather just be able to go and lose that, and we can. Is the absolute truth. We could lose that 3-0 and still qualify most of the time, 90-something% of the time. I think that, like I said, at the moment, transfer journalism is the easiest thing in the world to do, because I'm so every single day, and I do keep my eye on it. Obviously, you have to. I'm always looking, and every single day seems to be the same story. Arsenal are desperate to sign Šeško, but today the story was there's 2 stories, and I can't unpick which one's closer to the truth. One that was being run, which was that the Kroenkes, on the meeting that they had recently, have decided to bankroll, if we want Šeško, just pay the money. And the other story, which I think is more plausible, is that we've decided, out of respect for RB Leipzig,
to move on.
Because we don't want to scupper any potential business we could do in the summer.
That's happened to us before. I can't remember.
With Brighton. It was with Brighton. We pissed off Brighton with Caicedo.
Well, yeah, because we wanted to respect the club. I remember now.
It happens, and listen, the key thing here is Jason Ato. All right, so Edu might have left, but Jason Ato was working with him. Presumably, he's picked up the mantle of all the players that Edu was looking to sign.
Yep.
Doesn't seem like there are any. Doesn't look like we ever expected to do serious money in the transfer window in January. And the other reason I think that is because I don't think that Stan Kroenke flies over to discuss the transfer budget. If we knew we were going to spend a certain amount, he would already have agreed it in summer or over the phone. I think we are struggling now, running around desperately trying to do business. I hope, and it is just a hope, but I really desperately hope that there isn't any part of that that's motivated by keeping the fans happy. Because
sorry, do you think then at this point, and I think your stance still remains the same then, because before you also said, and I said the same thing, if Arsenal were to go sign anyone, I think it would only be a goalkeeper this window if one was available, which was the Garcia who they wanted in the summer. In other words, for me, that means I don't think Arsenal will make any signings this window.
So where's the story coming from that we are phoning around everyone looking to see if they've got a striker? We were asking after Cunha. There's no doubt about that. I know he's not an out-and-out striker, but all right, forward player then. We are asking after Šeško. We are making those calls. Are we making them just to appear to make them, or are we doing any kind of actual, we would quite like to sign a player?
I think someone is actually from Arsenal phoning up saying, hello, is that Wolves? Yeah. Can we buy Cunha?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, hang on.
Thanks.
Hello.
Just checking.
Is that RB Leipzig? Yeah. Can we hire Šeško? No. Okay. Who else can we sign? Oh, who's that other bloke?
Well, Victor Boniface is the only player on the list we haven't tried yet. Can we have him? No, you can't. Okay,
he's so good, Dan. He's really talented. Victor Boniface.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the signing I'd make. I don't, fair enough. But
you don't think he fits the stats either?
No. Yes, I mean, come the 1st of February, when we haven't signed anyone, there's going to be Arteta sat there, and they're going to say, well, you didn't sign anyone this transfer. He says, no, but we tried.
I think maybe what they'll say is, efforts were made to sign.
Yeah.
Communication efforts were made, or something along the lines. The typical fluff that we hear. And I think it's part and parcel of that. I think it's true, because when you look at a striker, I mean, do you really think we would have gone for Omar Marmoush? I don't even think we tried for Omar Marmoush. But then again, I don't know what we tried and what we didn't. We're just hearing from what's reported. Right?
All right, listen, the whole thing of like, who cares? I mean, I really hope that we're not. I really hope the tail is not wagging the dog. That's what I hope.
Yeah,
I hope that
100%. Yeah.
Arsenal Football Club. This is my hope. Right? Maybe you can all jump in and tell me how stupid and naive I am, and I'm sure people will. I would hope that we own a data company. We own a company that specializes in the analyzing data on footballers. We have a scouting team and department who are out there looking to find players that are available across all the continents. We have a team of people who negotiate transfers working on this. We have the Arsenal a stand-in sporting director whose job is to oversee the policy and the idea of which player will fit in. And he's been at the club long enough and been part of this long enough. This whole mechanism, this whole machinery is worth absolutely nothing if just a load of shouty people on social media go, we need a striker. And they go, oh, well, let's go and get a striker. Tear it all up, throw it all away, get rid of it all, and just have fan cams and polls on
names
YouTube.
Out of the hat.
Yeah, no, just have YouTube. Let's have Lee Gunner be our, go and get me, let's have Turkish. He says, get me a Victor. Oh, we got you Victor Boniface. Not that one. To your further point, actually, I do think there are
Victor
things
Belgium.
Huh?
Victor Belgium. I don't believe it. Playing a front 4 hours.
I do believe it. No, right. Is he still going? Anyway, but so I hope that there are people in there that go, look, you don't know. This is not democracy. Football clubs are not run as democracies in this country. Stan Kroenke doesn't own the club outright, so he has to do what people like us tell him to. I think that you build a company, you have your own direction, and sometimes people think you're going in the wrong direction, but you prove them right or wrong with your results. I hope that Arsenal Football Club has all of these agents acting in our best interests who are digesting. You asked me to the point with Victor Boniface. On one level, what I'm looking for to add to Arsenal right now is a player who takes shots. He definitely does that.
Yeah.
He will take shots.
But I think he needs someone to feed the ball to
There
him.
are problems. He does, and he's also playing. Let's be honest. Last season, he had a really good season. He was playing in a great team. He's still playing in a great team. I don't know if that's transferable to Arsenal in the way that they play, the way Leverkusen play versus the way Arsenal play. I'm not sure. The Bundesliga versus the, I think. I don't know. For me, it doesn't look. If you just did it on the stats, you'd probably go, "Yeah, it's a good signing." But beyond the stats, there's the eye test, and I've never really rated him in that way. So who knows?
Fair enough.
But I think my big hope is just that we're not running around desperately trying to sign a striker because Paul Merson says we need one, or we must know. I thought it was really instructive what Arteta said as well. We haven't signed a striker, but we have tried. And then you can have a go at Richard Garlick and the Edu before him and all of the team that negotiate these transfers and goes, you failed. We know we tried to sign Mykhailo Mudryk. We know we've tried to sign Benjamin Šeško. We know that we're linked with players. We think that we've probably been linked with players that we've actually tried to sign several times. Nico Williams is a good example. We've tried to sign forwards. We've just failed. Don't know why. Maybe we're just too penny pinching. Maybe we get to a point and think it's not worth it. Nico Williams. We could go and sign Benjamin Šeško now, I'm pretty sure, if we played. I think we could probably at least activate the release clause on Gyökeres.
But isn't that like 70, 80 million?
So I think it's 82 million, right?
So if we pay that now, what about then in the summertime? Let's go back to what I asked the other time.
But then Gyökeres instead of Isak, you'd be going, okay, we've made the decision that we want to spend 80 million on.
So you would, if it came down to a choice of Gyökeres or Isak, and we had an opportunity and money to buy both,
not necessarily going to
for Isak 100%.
That's misleading because it's not necessarily. it's, for example, it only comes down to a choice if both players want to play for Arsenal. If Isak comes out and says, no, I don't want to come, there's no choice. The illusion of choice is another really irritating aspect of the transfer window. When someone like Turkey says, go and get me a Victor, and I don't think he means Meldrew, but when he says that, I don't think he's taken into account that it's not just, we don't just go, we want him, have him washed and brought to us. He gets a say in it as well. And as hard as it is for Arsenal fans to get their nut around it, maybe Alexander Isak won't want to come in summer. My impression of it, for what it's worth, which is not much, is that we've had significant interactions with Alexander Isak and his entourage, and they have given us plenty of reasons to be optimistic, as have Benjamin Šeško's. So we feel like they do want to come, but situations change. And the reality is, even if both Gyökeres and Isak want to come, we may just not be able to do a deal with Newcastle, but we may be able to do a deal with Sporting. So is it still a choice? Not really.
I'm just wondering, because obviously whoever's been spoken to by Arsenal, if we are speaking to him, have actually said, what do you want me to do as a striker? And someone said, well, Mr. Arteta says you're going to be second string to Havertz. And he's going to say,
people wouldn't be attracted to that. Why would they come to Arsenal to be second fiddle?
Yeah. Listen, I'm going to jump on this. Sorry, Zazie. Like this is, I find this another. I remember Arseblog talking about this when Kieran Tierney was our prime left back, and we were looking for a secondary left back before Kieran Tierney got injured properly. And I remember James and Arseblog talking about it, going, "Yeah, who would want to come and be? If you're a professional footballer and you think you've got a chance to be the best in the world, you don't see yourself as second fiddle. You go, I'm taking his place." You know, when Raya came to Arsenal, he didn't think, "Oh, am I going to be second fiddle to me?" He's like, "I'm going to take his place."
Martinez and Leno, the goalkeeper, incident we had.
You said, "I'm going to take his place. I'm going to be the next. I'm going to prove myself." You just want an opportunity, and I think Arteta has said that he'll give people an opportunity. Arsenal of Life is a beautiful comment. Millicent Leone Gabando, well done, beautiful comment. Lovely to see you here. Don't forget to click like. I noticed you haven't. Oh, you have clicked like. Thank you. So I'm going to race through these because I'm missing Princessa. Just in the chat, but never on the panel there, Hawkwind. Don't know what that's about. You can tell me later. I need to figure out dinner, Rosie. Just eat whatever's going. Hirona is an Etihad UAE City Club. Let's smoke them. Is that right? I didn't know that. Backlash is class. Likewise, Melina, you're looking well. Some of these I don't need to read out. This is all chat in the chat. Barcola. I agree. Barcola. Yeah, that's what I meant. Say you were in the chat. Oh, whatever. Hibs women still tied with Ranger gals. Some of these are comments I don't get. I heard we're signing, at least Stephen Foot is still talking football. I heard we're signing Gyökeres for 60 million. I heard we offered 15 million and a bag of chips.
What? Hey, what flavor was those chips? That's more important.
Pretty salted. They're not any flavor at all. We don't need to play that way. Rosie, do the Rangers women drink from... Oh, dear. I nearly read that all out and then I realised that's a stupid comment. Konnichiwa, and I couldn't stop laughing. Can't remember who it was now. Konnichiwa. Lee is a pleb. Okay.
I think Konnichiwa is someone that we've been looking into signing as a striker.
He does. He's a goalkeeper. If we're signing him, he's a goalkeeper. LG is a cross-dresser. He's a fucking terrible cross-dresser. That's an insult to cool cross-dressers, indeed. Lee Gunner is a twat. Starts talking Spanish. I know, and really badly as well. I speak better Spanish than him. So here we go. We get into it now. Best skinny cross-dressing arms on YouTube. Lee Gunner. And Jordan. Someone told me it was your birthday, and then I looked down and saw people wishing you happy birthday, and I think this must be true. Shall we? Happy
birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Jordan LFC. Hope you don't win the league. And Luca talks ball. This podcaster. This. 3-0's not enough, is it, Luca?
Steven's birthday too.
Who?
Steven.
Where's that coming from? It's not, is it?
That's what he said. It's the birthday. Wow.
You're ahead of me. I'm still up here. Look, I'm here. Hey, me. Hey, Mel, sorry. You okay? Happy birthday, Jordan. Hey, everyone. You okay? all calm, all happy. Everyone's good. Any club wins 13 points on the UCL table cannot best us on goal difference, so we good. They can. They'd have to win 9-0, but, they can.
I mean, if we lose 5-0 and they win 6-0, we're out.
Yeah, that's right. We've just got to make sure we don't lose 5-0. Happy birthday. Blocked you. WhatsApp it says, so don't get a chance to say. That's pretty orcs, isn't it? Like, sorry, I didn't get a chance to say happy birthday because I blocked you on every platform available. But happy birthday. Maybe unblock him for his birthday. Arsenal will make an out of the blue signing. I hope so. But at the moment, let's be honest, most of the players who we would sign that would come out of the blue probably aren't that great. And we're still going to have an unhappy fan base. Unlucky Rangers. Unlucky to be Rangers. Super 1-ton soup. Thanks, Rosie. Look at this. I'm just reading these out. You don't need me to read these out. Why don't get Barkala? He's okay. We've already discussed it. We are getting him. I put a call in. I hope you don't mind, Luca, but I had to pretend that you don't watch this channel because it was the first thing Arteta asked me. He said, I'll go and get you Barkala, but does that Luca Talks Ball ever on your channel? And I was like, no. Because he was like, I'm not getting his vibe at the moment. He's really pissing me off. So I was like,
it's funny, actually, because Arteta phoned me up after it and he said, I've been speaking to Dan about Barcode. I said, yeah. He said, should we get him? I said, I don't fucking know.
Yeah. That's scuppered. This is why none of our transfers are happening.
It's you guys failing us.
It's like you told him to get Tony Woodcock, didn't you? That was what you said. Yeah. Didn't know Girona and City.
I knew Zanzi was the one behind the Sterling transfer. I knew it, Zanzi.
No, he runs like a girl. That's another thing from your stream yesterday where I was just watching it going, I could not agree more. Like I'm all for giving players a chance.
To watch him.
It's hard watching Sterling. He does everything you don't want him to do. Worse than you'd expect him to.
Misplaced passes. Oh my god!
Just lack of effort, lack of running, no enthusiasm, no end product.
Watching Willian again.
It's worse. It's worse than watching Willian. Just tired. It's my birthday too. It's my birthday. Happy birthday to you. Birthday to you.
Yes, but is it your birthday today? I mean, it's everyone's birthday sometime, but is it today?
I don't have a birthday. I don't need one. Kubo, konnichiwa to Arsenal.
I have 2.
Popcorn movie.
I won't say how old Jordan is or his dad's age, or there'll be a meltdown. Was he like, well, why would there be a meltdown?
Jose took us into the shower.
What's that?
Jose just wrote here. He took his phone into the shower to listen to.
I just saw it. I've just dragged you all into the shower with me. Just carry on conversation.
Oh my gosh.
That's the scariest shower scene since Psycho, that one. Judging by your profile pic, that drain is not one I'd want to unblock. You don't need a towel that big, Jose. It's gotten off the rails, just like the towels. Rose, believe that you believe anything else. On to Moss asked, I think, I don't know about Girona at all. I know nothing about them. I think I've watched them play once. I don't know anything about, not to give the game away, but I don't know shit about shit, guys. You're only here for the free drinks, right? But you have clicked like, you have clicked subscribe, and I do value and appreciate everyone. We are having another really good day for that. And I think it's because you guys are all here. So thank you.
Well, Girona won 1 game out of 7 and drawn none, so they've only got 3 points.
Oh,
so even worse than the Dynamo's Zagreb. So them lot.
Yeah, but I don't think they are really as bad as Dynamo's Zagreb.
According to the table, they are. Tables don't lie.
Well, they do. Yeah, of course they lie. Well, they don't. Well, there's no truth in the table either, is there? I mean, it's basically just saying we all played different people. This is part of the problem.
Yeah.
You know, like it would be nice. I don't know if this format's gonna. I think this format survives just because 64 is no age at all. Zanzi, can you beat that?
No, I can't.
Get your age out. Oh, well, I thought you were like 78 or something. I can't remember what you said you were.
All right, you 55-year-old.
Wow, that's 55 plus 20.
So Dan's 75, is he? Oh,
You're not volunteer. I'm having a nap. Right. I'm not the one with the wigwam. Oh, wow, Stephen, you're a year older than my mum and dad combined. Still young. I'm 61. These are good ages. You know what? You don't get to be old being an idiot. So well done, everyone who gets there. I pray to get there. How do we feel about Manchester City signing Omar Marmoush? Walker joining AC Milan.
They've signed 2 players now.
Wait, which misses did Kyle Walker take to Italy? That's the question.
See, I'm out of the loop with that. I didn't get involved in all of the gossip around him. But no, they've signed Kuzanov, who will become the first Uzbeki player ever to play in Premier League. Maybe there'll be a flurry of Uzbeks. I don't know how you say it. Sorry, I'm way behind. You know, I don't really care about the Europa League, but Manchester United won a game. God knows who they beat, but
oh no, not that team.
They beat someone called Rangers or something like that.
No idea.
They gave a goal away.
But apparently, Man United were able to beat a European team. They must be from I can only imagine that's like Iceland or something. Where is Wranglers from? Wranglers?
Faroe Islands.
Faroe Islands probably is.
Yeah. Oh, did you see any of the Man United game at all?
Yeah. No, I didn't see any of it. Literally none.
They were trying corners like we did. Didn't work.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah. Oh, they're like Stoke FC now, are they?
Yeah.
Who scores from corners? It doesn't even count. Goals, unless you score from open play. Do you know that Tottenham game where all the Tottenham fans, when we equalised from a corner, were like, Stoke FC. You scored from a corner. You scored your goal against us from a corner. We at least scored one from a set piece, one from open play. That result against Tottenham is not looking great now that you think about it. I mean, they made hard work of Hoffenheim, and I'm starting to think we should have put a lot more goals past them. Maybe we are in a terrible slump at the moment. But I have to say, talking about the game yesterday, I was really pleased how we came out. We came out, I mean, first of all, it was great to see Declan Rice score. That is a strong start, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. 2 minutes. Bang. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Do you know what was making me laugh as well? I watched the the highlights of the fan responses, the fan reactions. And Lee Gunner is doing a live stream like when I did a live stream. You know when you say, Miss Melina, when you say, why don't you do live streams? It's at the time I was here with Gary, and he's like a minute ahead of me. I'm like, kind of makes me redundant, really, if I'm waiting to him to tell me who scored. But that Lee Gunner was doing that. It was like the other guy who actually subscribes here, Southern Gooner, one of our subscribers. I was really pleased to see. And he was miles ahead of me. He was like a minute ahead of him, which gave Lee Gunner loads of time to complain about something. Imagine doing that. Imagine doing a professional live stream and being a minute behind everyone else.
It's hard because of the timing of what you're watching it on, though. Me and Moss, we're usually in sync, or we pause it to be together in sync.
Yeah, I'm always miles behind, and I don't know why. And it's another really good reason not to do a live stream, but to join in other people's. The other thing is that's why I don't like watching live streams, because you guys will all go, and I'm like, hasn't happened yet, so I have to pause. And I told you, like the weird thing was I was watching the Tottenham game with Expressions, and I was pausing. And it was going, it's just seconds behind every minute or something. It's like
you told us about this. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but you know when Arsenal played Man United in the Cup? I quickly flicked over to see Mel and Moss
the
do
penalty.
theirs.
I was already telling
and Moss said, the penalty's been saved. And I was looking at it saying, we haven't even taken it yet.
But BBC iPlayer, it was on iPlayer, right? That game?
Yeah.
It was like a minute or 2 minutes behind on iPlayer. It always is behind on
No, I was actually, that was one of the few times I was up to speed on iPlayer. Usually TNT and Sky for me that are always behind. 152 million, City spend like nothing. Maybe if they don't make Champions League. Well, you say they spend like nothing. They haven't really spent a lot of money recently, you've got to say.
Yeah, but allegedly they've made millions, haven't they?
They are making a lot of money.
Hey, that Renato Vega from Chelsea, he went to Juventus on loan today.
Say that again. Who did?
Renato Vega.
Oh yeah. I'm just reading it now. Well, he's agreed a loan move. Yes. Juventus loan move. I don't know. Also, listen, the only player I would have stuck my neck out for last season in Manchester United colours was Garnacho. And Chelsea are looking at bringing him in. I think they've found out there's a winger they haven't.
Why do they need wingers? They have so many wingers.
Don't know. Maybe it's kind of too much. Why do we need so many left backs? This is probably better.
We have like 35 left backs.
We have a bench full of left backs. We're not signing. We're not close to signing anyone, are we? We're just not.
Nope. Monitoring FC.
Says Alexander Zinchenko closes on Arsenal exit as European giants make transfer swoop.
I would be disappointed because I still think, we lack creative midfielders. I know Ethan Wanyeri is coming back, but would have been tempted to at least try Zinchenko in that left 8 position.
He does it for Ukraine.
That's misleading. He does and he doesn't. He doesn't often play it in Ukraine. Or recently has, but he has traditionally played the same sort of position he plays for us. But Borussia Dortmund, I think, would be a good move for Zinchenko.
He was good yesterday.
I like him. I don't know why I would not like him. He's not. I mean, he's got a mistake in him as a defender.
Defensively, yeah.
But so's Calafiori. So's Jurrien Timber.
He gets a lot of stick.
He gets for me, it all started around that time, not long after he did that impromptu huddle. Do you remember when he tried to get everyone?
I thought it was when he published that book about
No, it was way before. That book. Way before then. No, I mean like why he's fallen out with the fans. The Arsenal fans, we liked him for a bit. And I obviously missed a meeting where everyone said, no, he's a twit now. Let's not like him. Because I still like him.
Me too.
But I don't know. You can't get anyone like everyone think, oh, he's our worst left back. Get him out of the club and all this. And you think, okay, I don't know where he comes on and he plays really well. Tierney gets love a lot. He has looked good recently as well. But not, like Tierney over time has not played that well for us.
I have to make a comment though on Tierney's game yesterday. Did you guys see Tierney, the way he performed? It almost reminded me of the game against Man City when he played. The movement, not only the movement on the ball, but yesterday was one of the games where Tierney looked like his old self.
Yeah.
And I know for someone who hasn't played a lot of minutes for Arsenal this season, he looked electric, and I was glad to see that from him. I think even when he's not fully fit, he has tried to give his 100%. To the club.
I think when Tierney is fully fit, he's probably Arsenal's best left back.
I disagree.
Over Zinchenko?
Over anyone.
No, I disagree. He's not better than Timber. He's not. I don't think he's better.
Timber was good too yesterday, but Timber was saved by Kiwior. Timber nearly made a mistake that could have costed us yesterday.
Yeah, it's nice to see Kiwior getting a good moment, wasn't it? Yeah.
I'm saying because he's different from Timber because Timber moves inside. Tierney always keeps to the left wing, which is what I like.
Tierney's an overlapping fullback.
Yeah,
he is. Yeah, we could do with that kind of option. He is our only one of those. Zinchenko's not overlapping, but I think if you look at performances over time, Zinchenko's outperformed Tierney. What about, also, I didn't get a chance to say this earlier, what about Nathan Butler-Oyedeji coming on?
I know.
His first appearance for 4 or 5 minutes.
He's had a tough road to get here.
I don't even think he thought he was going to come on. I thought maybe he thought it was the joke or something. When they told him.
I love to see it. I criticised Arteta last 2 seasons for not blooding youth.
Giving opportunity, yeah.
But I don't think this is the one that's going to lead to a glowing career. I mean, I could be wrong, but if you look at Nathan Butler-Oyedeji's, I mean, he was on loan. Was it Colchester didn't score?
Yeah, Colchester.
And there's a point where you get. It wasn't just Colchester. I can't remember who else he was with.
Here's a forward. Apparently, Arsenal been linked with.
There isn't one that we haven't.
From Spartak Moscow, called Manfred Ugaldi.
Never. That's one I've never heard
of.
Never
seen him play.
No. And apparently, in the Russian Premier League, in 18 games, he scored 15 goals.
What do you mean, Russian Premier League? Hang on a minute. They're not still playing football, are they?
Apparently, they are.
Really? Are you kidding me? That seems a little bit.
24-25, Russian Premier League, 18 games. He's played 15 goals.
I didn't fact that they're still playing football, but they're not in Europe or anything. So yeah, why not move? I mean, to do transfer, are we allowed to do transfer business? Isn't there like an embargo on? Isn't that why? Hang on, I thought FIFA
sanctioned, right?
I thought FIFA had allowed players to leave during the. Yeah, listen, I don't know. This is all news to me. You could be making it up, Zanzi.
No, I'm looking at it on this. Yeah, he's not Russian. He's Costa Rican.
Are you sure you ain't making it up?
Does sound a bit fishy.
So I'm looking at it now.
Did you have a late night and wake up and you just remember thinking?
Do you want me to show you the page?
No.
No.
No, I trust you.
Thank you.
I know. This is another one. Moss, thanks for reminding me of this one. Enciso to Ipswich. Why didn't we go in for Enciso? I like Enciso. I don't get it. I don't get that one. The other one is, who's the striker that...
John Duran. We didn't go for him.
No, I don't. Duran's a wild card.
West Ham's bid got rejected, though, for John Duran.
Who did? West Ham's bid, yeah. Well, they always get their bid rejected. I'm trying to remember it now. Jimenez, that's who I'm thinking of. We're not even in for him, and he's a great player. There's so many players we could at least make a stab at.
Jimenez, yeah, he's good.
Yeah. My youngest sister turned 30 last year. It's not until you see people getting older around you that you think about your age. Yeah, listen, I remember holding my brother in my hands on the first day of his life, and now he's nearly 40. Bloody hell. Timber plays anywhere. He's here, he's there, he's every fucking where. You're in Timber, but not Quinton Timber. I want to thank you guys since I'm good company for 300 subs. It's a load of rubbish I post. No, it's not. Although you could do more food, less footwear. That's what I'm saying. I've made that.
Oh, I don't know.
Everybody gets old. Not everybody gets old, Stephen. Not everybody gets old. Let's be grateful. Referring to Butler-Oyedeji. 22-year-old and he'll be gone in summer. Yeah, he's definitely leaving. I don't think there's any question about that. Salted or sweet, Melina? We all want to know. You've been eating popcorn for the last 20 minutes. We all want to know.
Sweet. Salted, sorry.
I've got salted.
I've
actually got salted and sweet.
You are such a contrarian, aren't you? You're like, you can't just pick. Players haven't been going into Russian league, but yeah, they've been leaving elsewhere. I bet they have. I fucking would be. I'd have been out there quicker than McDonald's, mate. I can't see us signing anyone. Rory Vibes movement. I love that Rory Vibes movement. I don't see us signing anyone either. But then you and I can both be pleasantly surprised when Victor Osimhen carries Gyökeres over the threshold of the Emirates Stadium and Nico Williams runs to catch up with them. And Ciso, he's one of my favourite Brighton players. You know that. He had that injury, but I don't know why. Maybe it's just that we did try and sign him and Brighton were like, you lot can piss off as well. We've had enough of you.
What about Ferguson, though?
Yeah, I mean, that is an impossible deal to do for me. I like him. I can't make it worth the 40 million.
Remember in the summer, they wanted like 130 million or something for him.
I remember 80. I don't remember 130.
Well, there was reports. I don't know if they were real.
Well, I mean, no one's spending that kind of money on him, are they? Like, let's be honest.
No.
You'd have to have a serious word. In Ciso, for me, I I don't know. I don't know why Brighton don't sell a lot of players when they're on the up, do they? He's after his injury, he had it. He's not really come back into the side under Hurtselaar. But for me, given what we need right now, I know we can't loan players, but probably would have sold him for 20, 30 million. No. I'm not here on my own now, am I?
Sorry, what did you say? I was looking at Steve.
Don't tell me what you're looking at. I don't want to know. I don't want to hear what you were looking at. The Freeman's catalogue.
No.
Yeah, Feyenoord. Yep, the Jimenez. Listen.
Do you know we've never played Feyenoord?
Is that true?
Yep.
Do you know, like, they beat Bayern?
Yeah.
Unbelievable. We've got Vincent Kompany managing Bayern, and people want to sack Arteta.
Bayern Munich have never won at Feyenoord.
Alphonso Davies is going to renew at Bayern then.
I know.
That's great news.
Did you know that?
We wanted him.
Bayern Munich have never won at Feyenoord.
Is that the first time they've played or something?
I don't know. I'm just saying that's what
I've heard.
Bayern
Munich beat Dinamo Zagreb 9-2.
It's a weird Champions League, isn't it? It really is. Would we take big, young Irish striker Evan Ferguson from Brighton? I would, but the money would have to be 20 million. I just can't justify 40 million. But I do. I really like him. But obviously I watch an awful lot of Brighton whenever I can because I love them. And I'm married into a Brighton family. But I haven't seen him play. It's like when they signed Ansu Fati. I was like, I wish we had Ansu Fati. Ansu Fati's an option. We could go after Ansu Fati. They'd definitely let him. We can loan players from abroad, can't we?
We can.
Yeah. So why don't we go for Ansu Fati? I would love that.
There was rumors that we would look at Douglas Luiz, but I don't know why.
About who? Rumors that you broke up with him?
Douglas Luiz.
Oh yeah. That's a weird one, isn't it? That's a really weird one. Who was it? Who's linked with him? Is it Barca? No, who's linked with Douglas Luiz?
We are.
When no, you left, you mean?
Huh? No, now that he's obviously at Juve, and they're looking to move him on because it obviously hasn't gone great. He hasn't quite fit what's needed of him. It's
gone tits up for him.
It has gone tits up for him. We're obviously not in the market for another defensive midfielder. If we're
I heard that we were possibly looking at getting him.
Well, then we already have a DM, though. That's what I'm saying. These papers are stupid.
Well, we have. We got three. We got Partey. We got Thingy possibly coming, and we got Rice.
Zubamendi and Rice.
Well, hang on a minute.
Oh, the Zubamendi's not.
I was going to say Skelly's going to get game time in midfield. That's his position as well. You can say
as a DM.
Yeah, well, that is where he's supposed to play.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We're not after Douglas. I wanted Douglas Luiz. I really did, and I was really interested in how Amadou Onana would do replacing him. And of course, he comes in first game and scores, and then it's gone because a lot of people, when I really wanted us to go after Onana, a lot of people I respect were like, he's not that good.
You ever played Onana?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was good at Everton.
Well, a lot of people, when I was saying back in the summer, I hope we make a bid for him, I had a couple of texts from people I really respect, and they're like, Danny's not all that good. He's really not that good. And so I kind of went, okay, well, we'll see. And then he scored at Villa, and I thought, oh, this is going to be the team for him.
But then, if you look at how he's played against Arsenal, every time he's played in midfield against Arsenal, he's always been very dominant against us.
Yeah. Did he start? He didn't start against us, did he? Didn't he come on?
Oh, not.
Are we talking about Onana, or are we talking about because?
Oh no, this is when Onana was playing at Everton.
Oh right. Yeah, I mean, he looked good. I liked him there.
Yeah.
But Douglas Luiz scored against us from a corner. Do you remember that? Like that
direct,
was irritating. Yeah.
But that Douglas Luiz isn't all that.
No, I like him. I think he is, but I don't want him now because I think we're all right.
We don't need that position. Yeah,
we want a striker. I've got Rory vibes movements. Arteta has taken us as far as he can. Oh, that's a shame.
Arteta has taken us as far as possible.
That's annoying. I was hoping we'd win something with him. God damn it! How do you know? Has it been? How do you know that? Is that a fact? Or... Yeah, I still think maybe we could accidentally fluke a Champions League like Chelsea did.
Wow, I'd go crazy if we did it this year.
Oh, can you imagine? The Adams Arms would be open for a whole week, and it'd just be me walking around with my phone of various.
I'll get you kebabs.
There'll be kebabs for everyone. I think Lehmann and Luiz want out of Juve. Yeah, I think that's the case.
Yeah,
but I don't think they want out as much as they wanted out. The fans have not taken to Luiz at all.
They went as a couple transfer, first ever couple transfer.
Oh, I'm assuming this isn't Jens Lehmann, is it?
No, it's not Jens Lehmann.
No.
Buy him back.
All our goalkeepers don't end up at Juve.
Hey, did you guys see Chesney had a... I think we talked about it.
Did he have a good game? Did he have a good game? Was he a brilliant... I said on Tuesday I wanted him to come as a free transfer. And everyone was like, really?
I said, are you okay?
Rory,
I love the way he took out his defender, though.
Mate, yeah. Oh, you'd be so pissed.
Rafinha had to bail him out in the game.
Rory vibes movements needs to put players in the right position. There's lots of people who agree with you. I think consensus was that Thomas Partey should not play at right back ever again. I don't know though. I think a lot of the time, I think if we judged people on balance, like if we said you can only be Arsenal manager if you never make a mistake, then it's time for everyone to go, really. But if you balance it out and you go, does he get more right than he gets wrong? I'd say so, because when he was talking about playing Ben White on the right back, I thought terrible mistake. Turned out it wasn't. When he's talking about putting Thomas Partey on the right back, I said terrible mistake. Turns out I was right. So maybe I should be Arsenal manager. Should we start a petition? Arteta out, Dan in. Drinks will be free all night. I feel the same about Arteta, Rory, but we'll just have to see. That's a fair point.
I don't want to see Thomas Partey at right back on Saturday, please.
No, please not.
It was terrible.
Do you okay? So here's a question, not just to you two in the panel, but I want to hear from everybody because I think we all agree that Thomas Partey should not be right back. But do you think that Mikel Arteta, let's say he doesn't play on Saturday, right? Saturday comes around and Thomas Partey is not a right back. He's done something else, anything else. Do you think it will be Arteta bowing to the pressure that everybody in the world who's got a pair of eyes going, please stop playing Partey, everyone? Or do you think it'll be a natural evolution of something he was going to do anyway?
I think he'll bring, if Partey doesn't start at right back, like if he's benched in the game, which I don't think will happen because I think he was already benched against Dinamo Zagreb.
Yeah.
But I think if he doesn't play at right back, then it's because he definitely heard that this clearly isn't working out.
But he didn't ever seem to come to that conclusion with Willian. Willian had to be, was it suspended or injured? I can't remember. I think he was injured.
Injured,
and that's when he went, oh, go on, and I'll play Emil Smith-Rowe and Martinelli and Saka. We'll see what happens. It'll be a terrible disaster. Oh, it's turned out quite well. I think you can definitely level the accusation at Mikel Arteta that he's stubborn. You can definitely say
yes.
that.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
He's very set in his way, isn't
he? Yeah. Not as set in his ways as Ange Postecoglou.
Or Luca.
It is who we are. It's not who we are. Who are we? I don't know. Thomas is our best CDM. Good question.
It's the history of the Tottenham.
This season, definitely.
Yeah, he's been fully fit and available for us so far this season. Knock on wood.
But it's Miss Molina. It's not just that he's fully fit and available. It's just like he's raring to go. He's hungry and he's playing.
Do you think he's playing for a new contract?
No, I'm sure he's not. I don't think he wants to stay. I think he wants to go and get money at Saudi. I don't think he wants.
It's a bag at Saudi.
I've never on this channel, and I'm not intending to. I won't really get into it because it's, and you'll appreciate this as a lawyer. Like, I don't.
Yeah, we're not talking about that. Yeah,
we're not talking about that. But there is a feeling that something's changed in his worldview, and a weight has been lifted.
We're trying to grow the channel, not depreciate the.
Are we trying to grow the channel though?
Yeah,
because having all the people we want. Then, like, should we just close the doors now? Isn't it? Make it a proper lock-in.
No more people we want on the Adams Arms. I think so. But
yeah, we've got them. We've got all the good people are already here. Some jump in and say, "How is everyone?" and then disappear.
We're missing Mitch and Red Eye Gooner.
We're missing Chalkers as well. Chalkers, I hope you watch the catch
Chalkers. We're missing him from several streams.
Yeah. Timber, MLS studs. Is MLS okay? Anyone here? Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah, we were waiting for further scans, but we didn't hear anything. We were told today he would do further scans, but nobody reported any updates.
I've heard nothing. I've literally heard nothing.
It was a knee-related concern after the Aston Villa game, and I was told that he couldn't. Arteta said that he couldn't continue training before the Champions League game.
The exact thing he said was that he came off against Villa, had a bit of a knee problem, but didn't think it was too bad. Couldn't train the next day, had it looked at, and it's worse than they thought. But they're having scans, and they should find out today. And nobody said anything.
So why didn't anyone say anything? That's not good.
I don't know, man. They just, we've talked about this on this channel before. They are so tight-lipped, though. We missed that forward pass in the middle of the park. Top 5 not in there. Yeah, we do. Listen, I think there's a few things. We definitely we lack options off the bench. Let's all agree on that. Whatever options they are, there aren't any there. I mean, Butler Oyedeji's not coming on to win the game against Wolves, is he? If he can't beat teams when he's playing for, I've actually forgotten the 2 teams he was on loan to, but I think Accrington Stanley might have been one of them. Colchester or Chesterfield. Someone tell me. Someone look it up. Seems happy with life.
It was Cheltenham.
Was it?
Yeah, Accrington and Cheltenham.
Cheltenham.
Okay. Mm-hmm. What did I say? Colchester and Chesterfield.
Butler Oyedeji.
Going to Cheltenham.
No, he's been on loan.
He was already there.
And failed to score.
Oh.
He was already there on loan.
It's a hell of a jump, isn't it, from sitting on the bench at Cheltenham? Well, what did you just say? I've totally forgotten. I know Accrington Stanley. What was it?
He went on loan to Cheltenham first. Then he went to Accrington Stanley. Then he went to Arsenal. Butler Oyedeji.
So isn't that mad, though? Wouldn't you think? Like, you can't get a game at Cheltenham and then you're suddenly playing in the Champions League.
You couldn't even fill the bench for the Champions League.
Yeah, I know. We didn't fill the bench for the Champions League. So we can all stop having the debate. Do we need to sign anyone? Yes. Yes, we do. It depends on if he's in trouble or not, I would think. Seems happy with life and wife in London. I did think I was a little bit, when you think after the event, we watch from a distance and we see people like Arteta and it doesn't seem right. And then you find out he split up with his wife of 30 years. And she left him because she was like, we're not staying here another 3 years. Fucking staying in Manchester. And he was like, but I really want to stay. And she was like, well, see ya. 30-year marriage for the sake of football.
He's lost it.
It's mad, isn't it? That's not a decision. That's a weird decision. Rice is our future years. I don't know. Moss, I don't know, man. Like, Rice is our future 6. I don't know. Why are we going out and getting Zubi then?
But Zubimendi can play 6 or 8 unless we play double pivot.
Zubimendi can play 6 or 8, but he plays 6. He's playing 6.
I think we're going to Zubimendi because Partey's leaving.
Yeah, so is Jorginho. Okay.
So do we play a double pivot or no?
No, we're not playing a double. Not in the Arteta system. That's too ridiculous. I mean, I wouldn't hate it from time to time, but times where I think we could have done it against City in the past and we haven't. So now I don't think we should be thinking about it. I think everything is situational. I think it depends on who you're playing. If you've got a team that you're up against, I think we've played too defensively in more games than I hope that we throw caution to the wind in the second half of the season and just go, fuck it, we'll go for him. But we don't have the forward players. So Rosie, I could hear United fans calling into Talkshite Sport complaining about Rangers fans. Seems like fights. Oh, I wouldn't fancy that. With 2 new signings in attack and players coming back, we have a chance that the manager stops being stubborn. Problematically, though, Rory, is if we have a chance, it's because he put us in a place to have a chance. So if he wants to be stubborn, he's kind of earned the right. You can't have it both ways. You can't say he's managed us to a position where we have a chance, but he has to completely change everything he's doing. There are areas where, personally, I'd like to see him being less stubborn. I'd like to see him being less stubborn with Zinchenko and Kieran Tierney. I'd like to have seen him be less stubborn with Emil Smith-Rowe. What about this talk about bringing Fabio Vieira back? You keen?
Before we talk about that, did you guys hear? I'll be brief, I promise. Did you guys hear that Kieran Tierney is gonna sign a free contract with Celtic this window so that he'll leave in the summer?
I didn't hear that. I heard that he was going to Celtic, but I've been kind of waiting to see if he goes somewhere. Or I think that's great news. I don't want him to go until summer.
So we're keeping him in January until the summertime.
I think that's a really good move because I think that as much as we all want to see a Nico Williams come in, he might not. And I think that Kieran Tierney does give you options on the left wing that you don't have with like Timber or Calafiori or, even Miles Lewis-Skelly, even though I know he's a more advanced player. So I'm really keen. I'd love for Kieran Tierney to go out with a bang, win League Cup, Champions League or Premier League. I keep forgetting we're out of the FA Cup. Isn't that bad? The FA Cup, our cup. Shut up.
Oh, that one there. Well, we have to let other teams win it, don't we?
Jose has put a comment I completely agree with. I 100% do not understand why we don't just have enough players in our squad from taking a punt on players, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, there are plenty of young
Chelsea
players.
did it with Mark Guehi from Barcelona.
They're constantly doing it. Vega's on his way from Chelsea because they take a punt. Yeah. They take punts on players, young players. They don't always treat him well. They took what's his name off us. They are constantly
Hutchinson.
Yeah, Hutchinson from us, and they sold him and made a fortune. Like, I'm not necessarily interested in the finance side of football and us, but I want us to be in a situation where our only players on the bench aren't Butler Oyedeji. No disrespect.
And Nichols and Heaven, our bench, those 3 kids.
Well, Heaven, like we start talking about it, but have we really, said enough?
But there's a few weeks ago I was saying, why don't we go into the Championship and get some of the players from there?
I
mean, you've got a chance to be in the Championship or come to Arsenal and you'd be in the Champions League.
Listen, I don't know. Like, that's what Jose's saying. Why are we not doing some? I mean, like, all of this bullshit around, well, it needs to be the perfect player. Yes, to get in a starting 11, you need to be the perfect player. But to get into the bench,
squad player doesn't matter.
To be on our bench, you just have to be better than what's on there already. We can't go and sign a player better than Butler Oyedeji. Like, what are we talking about? Why are we even talking about Victor Gyökeres if we can't sign a player better than Butler Oyedeji? This guy couldn't score at Accrington Stanley. Why don't we just go and get the players who can score at Accrington Stanley? And that's an improvement on the player who couldn't score at Accrington Stanley. I'm not trying to go in on... I love every player who puts an Arsenal shirt on, but I did a whole analysis of our youth setup from 1967 onwards, and this is a lean period. Some of the players coming through that we remember and love dearly, you have also to remember the hundreds and hundreds of players who don't come through and such bright futures and don't make it. Kirjan, who went back to Romania, Bucharest. Old Traff going downhill fast, I keep hearing. Yeah, it'll implode one day, and can't wait, really. When I went to Old Trafford in the early noughties, I thought it was a shit heap.
Oh, I went when Emery was Arsenal manager because my mom and my sister and my cousin wanted to go see Old Trafford. It's disgusting.
It's awful, isn't it? Theatre of Dreams.
I never been to a game there, but I did go to the stadium. I think Ollie was manager then.
Do you know what? It's a throwback. That stadium is a throwback to what football was like.
Barclays football.
I remember going to the Villa Park for the Wolves semi-final in 90. Must have been 2002, I guess. And that I remember seeing that and thinking, yeah, this is a throwback because Highbury had been tarted up a little bit by then. Who's lightweight?
I think he's on about Tierney.
I still like him. Zero tolerance policy with violence. I'll beat up anyone who. Moss, raid the Americas for low price, low risk gambles. Works for Brighton.
Hadji Wright. He was good at Coventry. Hadji Wright.
Who was?
Hadji Wright at Coventry.
I don't know. Tons of quality.
I thought that's one of the reasons why Edu was in the job, so he can go and look at the South American market and pull in all these brand new players.
Listen, when Edu left, there were a couple of key channels that I watch, and they were saying good riddance. Like, he hasn't done what we needed him to do. We haven't exploited his Brazilian connections. Yes, we brought Martinelli in, but all the others have been a bit of a disaster. So I don't think we're worse off. I am surprised that as we come to the end of the January transfer window, that we still don't have a sporting director. It's looking more and more likely it's going to be. I mean, I love what we were talking about the other day, where it could have been Arsene Wenger. Obviously, there was a lot of talk of his name escapes me now. The Czech, what's his name?
Former Arsenal player.
Rosicky.
Yeah, Thomas Rosicky.
And I like the idea. I don't care because I don't really know what sporting director does. I'll do it if no one else wants the job. Me and King talk about always Western Hemisphere ballers, African ballers. Why not we take African footballers? I think we just don't want to be dealing with the AFCON.
Yeah,
you know, you just don't.
Players to AFCON.
Oh, it's such a nightmare. Look, if you bought Victor Osimhen and he was banging goals in, he was on 20 goals.
But then he leaves to Nigeria.
Oh, just forget that. And then you're Mo Salah. You know, if this was an AFCON year, we probably wouldn't be so far. You know, we'd probably have a chance. I think Bellingham's younger brother does. All I've heard is stories. I know we're scouting him. I know we're interested.
Joe Bellingham.
I don't think it could be anything wrong. I mean, he is Sunderland's best player. Am I right in saying he's one of them?
Well, no. Apparently, Sunderland fans were saying earlier that he's not as good as the two up front.
Do you think they're just trying to throw us off the scent? No, man, like, he's shit. You don't want him. Like, take one of our strikers. It's going to be far better for you. And we will keep him. Don't worry about that. Sunderland. Do you know what? When I hear Arsenal fans losing their temper about how we're doing, one of my first flatmates was a Mackham, and it's just pain. Their whole history is just pain and suffering.
Defeat.
Just that documentary about them, which is classic. And you're like, we're trying to bounce back into the Championship. They get relegated. We're trying to bounce back into the Championship. They get relegated.
Again.
I know. I think this is
graphically of where they are. I mean, it's very close to that place up north of us, isn't it?
I used to love it because my ex was from Newcastle, and I remember them sitting around. I was in the family group, and they were all going, "Ha, Middlesbrough! Oh, they talk funny." And I was like, "You all sound the same." He goes, "No, man, they say chips, and we say chips." And I was like, "Right." And in Sunderland, they say chips, and I'm like, "Fucking hell, you lot literally can't hear the difference between what you're saying." But there is some animosity up there, and they do rivalry well. Geordies, Mackhams, and Monkey Hangers, and all the rest of them, they do rivalries well.
Hartlepool,
yeah.
Monkey Hangers.
Yeah. That's why they're called that, don't you?
Yes, of course, yeah. A monkey came off a French ship in the
shipwrecked,
16th century or something like that.
No, it was later than that. I would guess. Monkey Hanger's true story. I think it's his
18th century, sorry.
Yeah.
Which is 1700s. And they thought it was a spy because they'd never seen a monkey before.
And they hung it.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, he had a bad lawyer.
Well, yeah.
You'd have got him hanged, Madalena.
Yeah.
It is a true story. There's even a little statue, isn't there, of the monkey?
Yes. And during the BLM things, they tried to get rid of it.
Is that right? They tried to get rid of it because he was a slave owner. Don't be like that. It's one of the funniest. I mean, people I know from Hartlepool. I'm not exactly proud of that story, but it is a true story.
But their fans love it.
Yeah, well, they do call themselves a monkey hangers, don't they?
Yeah.
Kolo Touré Wenger signed off the street.
Yeah,
the story of Kolo Touré's we've talked about it on here before, haven't we? His trial at Arsenal. We all know the story of that, Kolo Touré?
No, I don't remember that. We didn't talk about it here, did we?
Kolo Touré was on trial. I think he was playing in Belgium. I'm not sure, but he was looking for a new club. He was young, and he came in and they played. He put him in a game against the first 11 for the reserve trialists, and first thing he did was he went in on Dennis Bergkamp and smashed into him, sent Dennis Bergkamp flying. Dennis Bergkamp had to come off for a bit with an injury. And so they were like, come on, Kolo, take it easy. It's only a trial game. Next player he goes into, Thierry Henry, bams him up in the air, brings him down. He has to come off with an ice pack. And all the other players are looking at it going, this kid's blown his chance here. And the next thing you know, he slides in. Arsene Wenger standing on the touchline. Kolo Touré slides into him. Arsene Wenger has to go in and get treatment. And I think it's Martin Keown or Ray Parlour goes in and goes, he's blown his chances. He goes, are you kidding? I love him. His fight is brilliant. That's exactly what we need. Just love it. That train as you perform. That's the only way to do it, isn't it? Is this true? Trusty is apparently cooking at Celtic. Why didn't we give him more of a chance?
Austin trusted the process.
That's the first time I've heard
we
that.
bought him for so much cheaper than we could have. Yeah, we didn't even give him a chance. You're right.
We could have. We sold him for $1 million, so it wasn't like it's not breaking the bank. Profit. If he's cooking at Celtic, then that's a bit frustrating. Jonathan David needs mentioning again and again and again. He does. Yes, he does. I'd bring him in now. Just
Jonathan David.
Oh, what, you call him David? Am I the only dick calling him David then? Come on.
No, because the French.
I'm trying to fit in here.
Huh? The league commentators, they say it like that on the TV. Jonathan David, go!
You would do. They're French. They don't know anything. Le Français adore la David. Piss anywhere at Old Trafford because it's all piss all over anyways. Trusty the process. Love it.
No, I used to work with a Sunderland fan, and he used to call Middlesbrough Smogland.
I can't remember what they used to call. They don't like each other. It's really funny, but it's like the Midlands. I went on a stag do with loads of yams, Wolverhampton fans, and like trying to keep up with who hates who is really impossible. Villa, we hate Birmingham. We hate. It's like Can't you just standardize it? Like, can't you just all hate one of you? I find it really hard to hate Wolverhampton Wanderers. I think the fans I know from Wolves are wonderful. I love them.
Fan.
What one of the funniest things I ever heard about was the Walsall fans, because their stadium is right close to the M6, which is high up, and they were sponsored a few years back by the local dairy. And the local dairy used to have their different vans, and then you'd hear the Walsall fans go moo if it was one of the small vans. And the bigger the vehicle was, the louder the moos were.
Oh my god!
On the subject of fan chanting, how funny is it that the Tottenham fans have started chanting? Have you heard some of their chants?
We're going down. We're going down. Oh,
when they were losing to Everton, Everton are not like a side that have been doing well. They were like, you're not that special. We lose every week. They were singing. They were giving it olays every time their players got the ball. You're not that special. We lose every week. I mean, that's resignation, isn't it? Can you imagine that happening, Arsenal fans?
Oh no, that's bad. Hey, can we talk about yesterday? Those Dynamo Zagreb fans started throwing beers and pints and bottles on the pitch. Why do we keep our away fans so close to the pitch?
All I can say is, and I know you've travelled in Europe as well.
Did you guys see it on TV?
Yeah.
Inter Milan
Declan
all
Rice.
the time.
I thought Odegaard was captain like there because Declan Rice was ducking and Odegaard went, "You go and take it," and he did. So there was that, but yes, disgraceful.
You know, in Inter Milan at the San Siro, Dan, they throw bottles of piss at rival fans.
Oh yeah. I mean, I was saying this to Tom. Like Leeds, I remember Leeds fans pissing on Tottenham fans because the Leeds fans used to be above the Tottenham fans. They don't do that anymore. But that even I was like, that's a bit much, that's a little bit much. But the like any of that is just disgraceful behavior. But you have to wonder what the hell we're doing, paying thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of pounds for a police presence when they're just going to stand there and watch. Just shift them out. Like you threw a cup, get the fuck out. You can get ejected.
What game it was? I think it was last season, one of the Champions League games I went to. Fans were getting kicked out. I think it was Bayern Munich. They weren't allowed home fans, right? They were banned home fans. Yeah, so our fans filled up the stadium. Away fans, yeah. Our fans filled up the stadium, but fans started fighting between each other and they got thrown out by the stewards. But it wasn't Arsenal stewards, it was the other third-party stewards they hired that were taking them out.
Well, whoever the stewards were yesterday were like, oh, it's just throwing
watching
shit.
Yeah,
it's just throwing shit.
It can be dangerous.
What could possibly go wrong? If they're anything like the Dynamo strikers, they're never going to hit anyway, are they? Worked to a girl from Sunderland, and she would constantly say, "You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like, I don't be like that, love, pet. I love Geordies. I do love a Geordie, man. Howie. They're no nonsense. Go up there, minus $1 million, and everyone's wearing shorts and t-shirts. It's like, what the actual fuck? Wenger signed Colo, needed him the fight. Yeah, I think we probably don't need I like Gabriel for that. I love Gabriel. Bombito, way better. Could have had cheap. There's loads of players we could have had cheap. There's players now we could have cheap. Every time English mention Walsall, I hear and I think they're saying Warsaw. It's true. It's because we are. Double L in English is a W. Warsaw.
Yeah.
Warsaw. That's why it makes me laugh when people call it Arsenal. I'm a big fan of Arsenal. No such club. It's Arsenal.
How is it written? Warsaw. Isn't it Warsall?
Yes, Warsaw.
Yeah, but how do you say Warsaw? You say it
Warsaw.
like an R. I think.
An A-double-L in London dialect is an AW.
Yeah.
Millwall.
Oh, okay.
We say Millwall. You would never know it was Millwall.
Yeah. Millwall.
Is it? Millwall. Yeah. Millwall. Arsenal. Millwall. Woo.
Yeah.
You're learning everything here, Miss Melina. Soon you will be ready.
Yeah. Soon I'll be.
You'll be all ready to order kebab from the best kebab.
Hackney.
Alexa. What took you say, Alexa? I mean, Mel. You know that.
Alexa from Mel.
Because he knows you know everything. That's why.
Yeah. You know that North London side who are close to us.
Yes.
Yeah. How do you say that? How do you say their full name beginning with T?
Shit.
Tottenham.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you just said Tottenham or something like that.
No, that's only managers of Spurs that say that.
Yeah.
But Birmingham in Alabama is pronounced Birmingham, and obviously Birmingham. English is a weird language.
Yeah.
I only found out. I was 50 years old when I found out why we have the letter B in the word plumber.
I don't know why. Tell me why.
It's because in the 18th century, there was a movement to repoint English language to, or it might have been the 17th century, actually. I'm not sure. But there was a movement, a romantic movement to Latinize English, to show its Latin roots. So they added, well, plumbum in Latin means lead, and the word plumber does come from plumbum. But they also went and put the L in would, as in would you or would you not. doesn't belong there. So there's a lot of letters that didn't used to be in English that were added in a certain period just to show that the root of the word is Latin, which is ridiculous if you're trying to learn a language and you have to put up with that. Warsaw, Polska. Well, we say Warsaw. And we say Warsaw.
How do you guys spell color? It's COLOUR, right?
Properly.
We spell it the right way.
We spell it properly.
Well, we spell it the same like you guys, but the Americans don't do that.
I know.
They put COL.
They'd struggle. To be fair, they would struggle. They would really struggle.
Americans do struggle with the English language. I mean, they
don't try. They're not even trying anymore.
Yeah.
They say route. Let's not go that route.
Oh, God.
Oh, and router. We say router, but you guys say router, right? The machine that helps your Wi-Fi.
Router.
Yeah.
Yeah, we say router.
I know you're wrong, but it's okay. You're only just getting over French.
You know, the word I hate the most that they pronounce wrongly is the car, which is the coupe.
A coupe.
Yeah, they call it a coupe.
It's a coupe. Yeah,
you know what? There are a couple of words which I played poker in Atlantic City for a couple of weeks with a guy who he was very patient with me, but he heard me. I used to love correcting Americans because it makes them play badly at a poker table, and one of them is aluminum. And I was correcting him, going, it's not aluminum, it's aluminium. There's an extra I, and he actually waited for me to be a proper, he was like, actually, it's not. It was the first spelling was actually aluminum, and the extra I was added afterwards. And I looked up, and he's absolutely right. So Americans say aluminum, right? We say it wrong. But the ones that always make me laugh is, quite naturally, Americans will call it a lieutenant, which is what it looks like, but it's actually lieutenant. The word is lieutenant. We call it lieutenant. The Germans call it Leutnant. The French call it lieutenant. But we call it lieutenant, and we do that to differentiate ourselves from the French. There are lots of words in English, like the clerk of the court is spelt with an ERCK, should be clerk. Berkeley Square is BER, where it should be Burke. So we do this. English is a really great language if you want to communicate with everyone around the world, but it's not an easy language to learn. It's my second language, and it's not an easy language to learn. There's loads of things that Americans do with the English language, like drive through, and you kind of go, it works, man. Like THRU, okay. I mean, if you're that much rush,
THRU, right?
It should be THROUGH. But don't ask me what that adds to it, because rough, true, truff, it's just English is a crazy language. Americans too lazy for use. Coupe is for chickens. Coupe is a derivative in French for cut, pronounced coupe. But the reason Americans call them herbs and not herbs is because of the French process of dropping the H. Same with the word hotel. Like in English, the reason you stay in an hotel is because in the English language, it's an AN for a word which begins with a vowel, and the apostrophe over the H, l'hotel, means you don't pronounce the H. So it's an hotel. So it should be, I stayed in an hotel. These are all brilliant little moments. We're not talking about football anymore, are we? And we're not talking about oregano. Don't get me started on oregano. Although, isn't it close to how the Italians say it? So I don't know. Oregano.
Oregano.
Well, no, we say oregano. In German.
What? You say oregano?
We say it phonetically.
Or in English?
No, I don't actually off the top of my head know what it is in German. I'm not sure it's the same.
Wait, English say oregano. We say oregano.
Yeah, you say oregano. We say oregano, and the Italians say oregano. I don't know who's right. I don't think that one, but it is funny when you hear it. English take a lot of French words too. No, English is made out of French. It's not just English is a product of it's French. Like a lot of our big words are really cool words are French. So it's Latin, Saxon, Latin, some Celtic influence, some Viking influence, but so Norse. But like a Germanic person like me can understand a lot of like craft and things like that we use, but it is a French language. Like when we think something tastes really good, we say delicious. That's French.
Yeah.
It's not English. That's not it's not a Saxon root to that. Toke. Don't get me started on pronunciations. Well, we'd love to get you started, but I don't think we'd get you there. Everything's wrong. You're all saying it wrong. Like, why you're talking nonsense. Oh, moderator. Rangers legend Richard Goff, former Ranger. What about him? Goff, tough, Slough. Come friendly bombs fall on Slough. We had a good night for viewers again, guys. This is going really well. Subscribers are up again.
Hey, the stream the other night did really well. I commented on it after we were done, but once the show's done, I'm like, great. Now I have to wait till Tuesday until you're live. It's like when it's finished, it's, oh no, we have to wait a few days till the Adams Arms is back. But I look forward to it. Genuinely, like when I'm at work, I look forward to it. And I hope I always pray.
The only downside for me, because I love it and look forward to it. The only downside for me is tomorrow is a day I start early. So like tonight's an earlier lock-in than normal. Yeah. But do we do a show on Saturday or Sunday this week? Should we do a Saturday show? Is anyone around?
After the game?
It's a 3:00 kickoff though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't that a bit early? Are you gonna? So do you wake up to watch it? You must get up. Well, it's not that early, is it? It's 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock. But Man City is on Sunday, right? So don't go live at the same time as that game.
Say that again. What's going live on Sunday?
Is it Man City game on Sunday? Man City Chelsea?
Yeah.
Or is it?
Yeah. Oh no, that's Saturday. That's 5:30 on Saturday.
Oh, Saturday. Okay.
So I think. Can we check?
5:30 Saturday.
Okay,
I could do a watch along for that.
Is anyone else? I can make a thumbnail.
Who? Yeah.
No, wait, last time we were doing a watch along for it.
Who's doing? If someone else is doing one, I won't do it. But if they're not, I might as well.
Why don't you join us on Moss Sports World? Watch along.
If you'll have me. Rangers legend are gonna over your head.
Only if Zanzi comes with the package too.
No? Nah, because Saturday I can watch the Arsenal game, but then I'm doing dinner, dear.
Oh, you're going out?
No, cooking it.
Oh,
cooking it, you know what I mean? I get the old.
Can't listen. If Jose can take us into the shower, you can take us into the kitchen.
That's true.
I think he's right as well. I think Chelsea gets something against City. I really listen. I
hope so.
How can you back City at the moment? You know, how can you back City at the moment?
Hey, thanks to all the new subscribers today.
What's that?
Thanks to all the new subscribers today on the Adams Arms.
Big love. I think we've got to draw a line at 1,500. I think once we get to 1,500, no more subscribers.
You're closing the pub?
No, I'm just saying members only. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying like you guys, it's fun having new people, but you know you have to get to know new people. I feel like we've got the crowd we need now.
We have a bond.
We've got. I
don't know if I like that fancy guy. He's a bit jarring sometimes.
Wait, I'm just speaking to. Okay.
Rosie wants to know what you're cooking. Can I suggest?
I'm spontaneous.
Can you make a YouTube short of your cooking, Zanzi, for your channel, maybe?
That reminds me. Look, this was my slightly humorous homage to Rosie's because I did football food. Watch. delicious.
I'm actually surprised it's not battered.
It's practically battered. They cooked it in butter. That was a really lovely cheese toasty, but I just thought it would be funny just to stick something
Black
up there.
pudding.
Do you know what? And I also picked the music because I thought they'll love this. This is good music. As a 80s funky, yeah, baby. So I'm I'm looking for inspiration. I want football food for Saturday. Although I'm eating a lot of ramen at the moment, so
ramen, my favorite. It's easy to.
Oh, this is weird, Rosie. Me and a colleague today were going through really crap jokes. We're doing the worst who could out dad joke each other, and I used this one. Why can't you hear a pterodactyl go to the bathroom? Because the P is silent. Is that good? Because the P is silent, like in a swimming pool. God. What about Zanzi's package?
Adam's hairy legs. Who's Adam's legs?
When is Adam's legs?
Adam's arms. Adam's legs.
Rosie said she's officially insulted. Is this the first time? I've been really? And she goes, because the P is silent. Oh, I got there first. Take that. Take that and party.
I hope Rosie will join us one of these streams. I keep telling her.
I do. I really, that would be so
cool. It. You can't force somebody, but I suggest it. It would be.
I don't know what it would take. I don't know what it would take to get on it because I mean, really, you know, she'd be very well. Moss, have you ever? I don't like haggis.
No, me
I'm
too.
I don't anyone does. No. My family all like it. I'm not a fan. I just don't like it. But black pudding is absolutely.
I love black pudding, and I like rice pudding. I love rice pudding.
Just not together.
No, not together.
Hey, Jordan's here. How are you doing?
Hi, Jordan.
Rice pudding's even better if you've got a blob of something like strawberry or raspberry jam in it.
Rice pudding, delicious.
I don't hate rice pudding.
I like a raspberry jam, but I prefer strawberry jam, to be honest. You're right.
Yeah.
Hey, make a YouTube short, Zanzi, of your cooking. We'd love to see your cooking. Proof that you can cook. Yeah, who knows?
Really we should all do one. I was also going to do another one for next week of my shoe collection.
Now you're taking offense.
No spoilers, but
oh my gosh, Baby Yoda! Is that Baby Yoda?
No, this is like God knows what these are. These are a Christmas present or something.
Wow!
Like how cool are they? Yeah, so that's my footwear collection: Milan, Paris, Uckfield,
Canada.
Canada! But they'd be good in Canada. It would keep you warm. Get Rosie on.
Definitely keep you warm.
We want Rosie. We want
Rosie. We want Rosie.
That'd be amazing. Can you imagine? That'd be a sellout. Haggis is magic. Don't know.
Oh yeah.
Haggis. A lot of Scots love haggis, but Scots.
I don't know if they do. I think it's like Iron Brew. I think they just say they do because they know nobody
else.
Or
like
does.
Marmite. Is it Marmite? Yeah, Marmite.
Marmite is one of those. It's a good advertising campaign. I don't hate Marmite. I don't love it. Sometimes I have it. Sometimes it's nice.
Do you like it or you don't like it? It's like one of those.
If you have
Marmite with cheese. Did you just say Marmite with cheese?
Yeah, it's brilliant. You put Marmite in a cheese toasted sandwich. It's basically an umami flavoring. You won't hate it. You'll love it.
Girl. And then Vegemite, the vegetarian.
Vegemite's what Australians eat. Like, don't eat what Australians eat. You'll end up like Australians. You don't know.
Well, you need to try strawberries with balsamic vinegar.
Strawberry and balsamic vinegar.
Balsamic vinegar goes into strawberry ice cream. When I make strawberry ice cream, it's because it's a perfect acidity balancer. It's a regulator. Balsamico, but when you think about it, it really works. Yeah, Marmite is the bomb. You got a better chance of getting a bomb on a plane than Marmite, I'd say. I'm doing something different tomorrow. Chocolate work. Ah, that is the hardest.
Nice. Desserts then tomorrow, Rosie.
I'm assuming Rosie's talking about cooking and nothing else.
Yeah, we did it.
By the time you've said some of this shit, it's too late to mute you.
None of our heads were in the gutters, Andy.
Yes, but you thought of it and you laughed.
I laugh at everything. That doesn't count.
Moss is saying, need voice. You don't have to do video. We need the Scottish audio. Yeah, we do. Zanzi doesn't show his face.
Well,
wanted by Interpol. The Garburator, Moss.
Wanted by Interpol for fake transfer news.
Hey, what's that?
I said he's wanted by Interpol for fake transfer news.
We've got Sokol Gunner. Is that my eyes are bad? Sokol Gunner 11 likes. Yeah. Likes. Why have I gone John Cleese? Likes. We don't need bloody likes. We need forwards and strikers. Social Gunner, I hope you're well.
We need 100 people watching.
Oh God, that was. What the fuck was he talking about? That was so cringe.
We need 100 people watching. No excuses.
I'm not even joking. I don't care about likes. I need 100 people watching. It's like, why don't you make content 100 people would come and watch and then see what happens? But like, is that how it works? I'm new to social media. Yeah. I want 1 million people on here now. It's like you're doing all right. What was that? Why did he do that? Luca, if you're here, you're asleep. He's asleep.
You know, this thing there, how does the moon cut its hair? He clips it. He clips it.
Crazy. Too funny.
I'm just gonna check if that joke worked. Apparently that joke was not funny. That is in Mikel Arteta has told us the joke is not funny. British YouTube regulators are saying need more Scottish content, Rosie. Greer? Okay. I've said social, sorry, Sokol. Yeah, we didn't see social joins
and today. Gabby Rosie. No social joins today. No
Oh, you missed Rosie, you missed everybody's favorite. If I'm not going to tell you who we're talking about, but if I go, this manager,
you'll know.
On his stream yesterday, and he was like, I want 100 people watching this. I'm angry. I don't know why. Like, we won 3-0.
And he's still talking about Arteta after we won.
We won 3-0.
Yeah.
I noticed. Sorry, Rosie, but as a
apparently you can't celebrate wins anymore.
What's brown and sticky? A stick.
Yep.
SoCal means Southern California, Dan. Yeah, but I did. Oh, I see. So okay, so that's like in the film with
Cali, yeah,
the Outsiders and the Socias and anyway, SoCal. Can't you just?
Have you ever been to California, Dan?
So funny. We drove from Queens to Las Vegas,
New York. Did you gamble in Vegas too?
Oh, did I?
Poker?
Not many, Benny. But no, we drove all the way across the United States. And my friend was like, should we just drive to California, say we've done coast to coast? And I got stuck in Vegas and I was like, I don't want to go, really.
So you popped out of it.
I just didn't, I wasn't interested.
What was the best place to play poker in the States? Is it Vegas?
No. Well, what do you, I mean, it depends what you want, really. For soft games, maybe. But my favorite place to play is the Borgata in Atlantic City. But there's a lot of underground clubs in New York, which are absolutely brilliant because you get some real characters. But I need to clip your impressions. What my impression of Luca? That'll upset him. This impression.
I'm not digging. Give me 100 likes now.
I want 1 million likes. Why do you? And he came on here and he was like, I don't even care about views. I just want 100 views.
Hi, social
joins. Speak.
We were just talking about you.
Isn't that weird? Literally. You think YouTube does that? Unai Emery.
Don't want him back, please. Oh God.
Social, we were just literally saying that we'd missed you and that you weren't on here, and you appeared. That is absolutely outstanding. Unless you were in the background all along and just didn't want to say anything. Can be bothered to type. I do that sometimes. I forgive you.
Zanzi gave him the memo.
Zanzi, could you just, for Social, who's just joined us, can you just run through what we've been talking about for the last 2 hours, please?
Oh, yes. Lots. You missed it all.
What about the transfers? We were talking about transfers first.
There are no transfers coming. I'm doing a new character, and his name is Ken Nout, and he's the transfer guru that I'm going to be interviewing tomorrow on a short that I'm doing. Just a bit silly.
So a skit tomorrow.
Yeah, there's a little skit tomorrow, but I want people to think it's real. They just won't. Not that impression, the one you done a few weeks ago. Which one? Luca? The impression of Luca? Is it the one where I pretend I'm asleep because it's past my bedtime? He's not here to defend himself, or is he? Luca talks balls. Are you there? Come in, Luca.
He was here earlier.
It is true. Like, I have to say, when I was watching, I told you earlier, Lee Gunner said, "Oh, this is typical. Now we definitely aren't signing a striker." And you're like, "Yeah, fucking wish we'd lost 4-0." But I hate it when Arsenal win a game in Europe and qualify for the last 16.
I hate it when Arsenal keep clean sheets at home in the Champions League.
Score from open play. Dreadful.
I hate it when we're playing good.
I hate it when Kai Havertz scores a header. Declan Rice scores rampaging goal. I hate it all. Can we cancel Sterling's loan? All those in favour say aye. Aye. Yes, let's cancel that fucker. I just can't do it. I can't be excited about watching him play in an Arsenal shirt again. He's put so little effort into that.
It's dreadful. He put more effort into the words he said in that video, saying he said, "I'm back with like a vengeance to prove himself," or something.
Yeah.
Listen, my God.
I think I'd really like Raheem Sterling. I think as a human being, I would love to go for a drink with him, and I think he's brilliant.
Man,
and sometimes
as a footballer,
as a footballer, he hasn't got anything to prove. He's done it. He's been there. He's got the T-shirt. He's a brilliant.
He's already won.
But sometimes it doesn't work. I mean, the whole thing with Willian, you just don't know. I mean, it's like when Sanchez went to Man United. Here's a question I had for you guys.
Hey, he wanted to come back, apparently, Sanchez, when he went to Man United.
How stupid do you have to be?
And Arsene Wenger said,
to pay for a move, and then on the day go, is it all right to go back? Yeah, have you ever heard that happening before, Alexis? No.
But he left us when we were a sinking ship and when we needed him the most.
Yeah, he's a traitor. Also, he's like, what kind of a dimwit moves as a footballer and then phones his agent up and say, "Can we still move?" And then has the agent sit down with him. No, do you know that papery thing that we signed with the pen? You know that? That's a contract. Now, do you know what that means? That means shut up, fucking Man United. If you didn't want to go to Man United, why'd you go to Man United?
Yeah. Where is he now? Is he still at Inter now, Alexis?
No, he's in Marseille or something. He's in France, isn't he? Where is Sanchez?
Whoa, he's at Marseille.
I looked up Sanchez a couple of weeks back, and the amount of goals he's played, goals scored and played for Arsenal, was like twice as many goals and more than he has scored since he moved. But he's played twice as many games.
Wow. Oh, is it Udinese? Sorry, he's at Udinese.
Oh, Udinese.
And he just played against Como and lost 4-1. Was he? Olympique Marseille is the French club he was at. My apologies. What did I say? What did I say he was? I'm losing.
No, you did say Marseille. You were right.
I did say. Oh, okay. Dan saying Unai Emery, Mel and Manny will show up. We signed Messi. Oh, if only. What's frustrating with Sterling is he's still fast mobile. Is he?
No,
I believe you, but I haven't seen him run anywhere.
Well, he's like this ever-ready plug-in toy, isn't he? Like he said, he runs off and then he stops and thinks, "What am I doing?" And then he goes back.
Runs out of battery.
Why doesn't he take his man on? Why doesn't he pass the ball early?
He's not even doing the basics.
he's not doing anything right, is he? And it is deeply troubling. Because frankly, there are any number of players we could loan that would be better, right? Any number of players we could loan that would be better. I can't at this point. I can think of very few players that would be less use to us. I'd take Marcus Rashford over. Take Marcus Rashford over.
I'd take Reece Nelson back, injured, recovering Reece Nelson.
I'd take Fabio Vieira and play him on the right wing.
Yeah.
And I never thought that worked. I would take fuck it. I would take who's the Marquinhos? Bring him back.
Modric.
Modric. Shut up. That's not Anthony. What about Anthony?
Oh my god!
Didn't someone just loan Anthony? Did I make that up?
Yeah, he's leaving. He's going on loan.
How? That is the greatest bit of transfer business Man United have ever done. If they've convinced someone to take
so
him,
much money.
No, for nothing. I mean, it's like if you have a sofa, a massive moth-eaten, dirty, disgusting sofa, and you leave it outside your house, and they come and get it, and you feel, that's what Anthony is. I just leave him outside.
Somebody took my trash.
Yeah, someone's picked up Anthony. Shut up.
You know what? I think at the end of the transfer window, which is just in summer, I reckon Todd Bowley was talking to Sterling and said, "Look, we want you to go to Arsenal and fuck up their season because they're looking to buy a good striker, but we want you to go there. Will you go?"
Oh, said, when Edu comes out and says, "Oh, we weren't going to do the Sterling deal, but fuck, it got to the last." It's like I don't know. I think maybe Zanzi, you'll relate to this. I don't know if you will, Miss Melina, because you're organised. You turn up to court organised. I know what you're like. You're organised, right? But some of us less organised souls have found ourselves at petrol stations on Christmas Eve because it's the only thing left open, looking for a Christmas present for a loved one.
Oh my god!
And I think Sterling was in a petrol station at Christmas Eve. That's what I think. I think it got to the point where we were like, well, we've got to have someone. Well, who? And then Chelsea were like, "Do you want Raheem Sterling?" And we were like, "Fuck it, go on then." I nearly bought someone a door for Christmas. That's how panicked I was. 24th of December, running around, and there was a DIY shop, and it had a door, and I thought, I'm actually losing my mind here.
Can I also say that a gallon of petrol, regardless if you have a box of chocolates,
more value than Sterling.
Gallon of petrol. Sandwiches. You're looking at sandwich going, can I wrap that? Checking the sell by date. So, yeah, but because that, sandwich. Come on, who doesn't want a sandwich? You can, you're not regifting it, are you? Udinese, Chile legend. Yeah,
what lucky person missed out on a door?
Which lucky lady could have had a door for Christmas and didn't in the end? Got money. Manny lives Emery's nuts.
Pellegrini
wants Anthony.
Yeah, we are better.
Is it? Is that who it is?
Yeah, he's going to bed.
Still at Man United. I think it's just a terrible joke. He's contracted till June 2027. You want to talk bad footballers? He's a bad.
William Gallas.
Oh, don't. William Gallas.
Sebastian Scolacci. Terrible.
I know really Igor Stepanovs. Oh, really, I'll see your Scolacci and raise it as Stepanovs. I'm all in.
They were so bad.
No, right? They're bottom trumps. That's what they are. Yeah. We're trying desperately to outdo each other for the worst players. I'm old enough to remember Glenn Helder. He takes some beating.
I never seen him play Glenn Helder. Was that 80s?
90s.
Early 90s? I wasn't born.
It was one of the last signings that George Graham made.
Oh.
He signed John Hartson, Chris Kawamia, Glenn Helder. Glenn Helder played the night that George Graham was sacked. We played Nottingham Forest, I think it was, and Glenn Helder. He looked half decent because he was really fast. He was a winger and he was running up and down with the ball. And it was only after about 30, 40 minutes, you realise that he was running very fast, but the ball wasn't running as fast as him. It's like, oh, shit.
No.
Someone got paid some money to sign him, I think. What lucky person missed out on a door?
The only problem with taking Rashford isn't so much the wages, it's all the rest of the baggage that comes with him.
I know.
The attitude baggage or the locker room issues.
The whole lot.
I do agree with this, by the way. Where's this gone? Oh, it was a comment I was just about to fully agree with. Someone said, watch Anthony rip it up in La Liga, and I bet he does. Oh, where's that?
It suits him, that league.
Where is it? Moss? Watch Anthony. Oh, it's up on the screen.
You've got it on the screen.
I know. That's why I couldn't find it. It's in blue. I totally agree, Moss. I think he's gonna. It's like when oh God, who was that player that Man United had? And they said about him, he goes, if he fell out of water, he wouldn't hit Diego Forlan. If he fell out of a boat, he wouldn't hit water. He was such a bad striker. And then he went to Atletico, I think it was, and tore it up.
Hey, do you know, on a side note, do you guys know that Norway is going to be the first country to scrap VAR?
No, I did not know that.
Yeah. Norway is going to be one of the first countries in the world to get rid of VAR refereeing in the top division of their league, which is great.
I just don't see it happening. I think for the World Cup in 26, VAR is going to be really important. I think it's an important part.
Canada, US, and Mexico, World Cup 26.
Yeah, all right. A lot of games in Canada, I'm sure, would be like a big deal in Canada.
It is a big deal in Canada.
And it's in summer as well, so there might only be a couple of feet of snow. So that's going to be... Sanogo and Chamak. Don't even go there. Sanogo was a decent player.
Yesterday. Huh? He was at the game. No, it was Yaya Toure. He was at the game yesterday.
Wasn't Eduardo at the game as well?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Of course. And Chamak. Not Chamak. Who is it? Cannavaro, the manager.
Cannavaro, man. Like, he's always one of my favorite.
World Cup winner, Cannavaro.
Ballon d'Or winner, 2000.
Yeah. But he doesn't have a Champions League to his name, though.
What a loser.
He was really good.
What an absolute
He was so good.
loser. Cannavaro's, I mean, when I used to play Championship Manager back in the day, he was everybody's favourite footballer, Fabio Cannavaro. I think
I can go better than the Moss, Ginger Inamoto, or whatever his name was.
Did he ever play, though? Did he ever play?
For the signing, eh?
Junji Inamoto. We didn't even play him.
That was the same season that we signed Franny Jeffers, wasn't it?
Who was the other Asian guy we signed and he didn't play?
Yeah. That was a January transfer window.
A Japanese player.
Yes.
He didn't play at all.
Yeah. Oh, God, I'm going to do my head in now.
It was a while ago, though.
If we're playing bottom trumps, worst player ever, I'm now going to play my bottom trump, which is
Kim Kjellström.
Kim Kjellström is a big player in somewhere. Name who
went to World Cup over Maldini. Yeah, Maldini would have.
Inamoto, we signed 2001, played 4 times, League Cup twice, Continental twice, and that is it.
So am I right in saying that was the same season we signed Freddie Jeffers?
Freddie
Jeffers?
Yeah, didn't we sign him in 2000?
Way before that one, eh?
I don't think so. No, of course he wasn't, because he didn't sign him 98. He wasn't in the 99 squad. Also, hang on a minute. Well, Cannavaro's an absolute G. I mean, there's no doubt about that. I hate Cannavaro because he went to the World Cup over Maldini and won it. That's all Maldini needed.
Extremely talented.
Are you having a pop at Luzny? Because Luzny's a decent. The horse. He's not in the same conversation as Kim Kjellström. Oleg Luzny played a fair bit for us as well. I mean, not well.
You're right about Jeffers.
Yeah, I thought
the same season then. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that was a big season. 6 signings didn't really.
I know.
Well,
what about Diawara?
Who?
Yeah.
I didn't hear you properly.
Diawara.
Diawara.
Yeah, no, he lasted 6 months. He went to Portsmouth, won the FA Cup, joined us from Chelsea, won the FA Cup with Chelsea, joined us, decided to leave in January. We sold him in January, went to Portsmouth and won the FA Cup. Great player, absolutely great player. Obviously he's going to change the world with legal battle. I hate Canada because he went to, I got it. All the way with Norway, Moss. We need Norway in the World Cup. Odegaard. And what about this teenager that we're all apparently about to sign? I'm supposed to get really excited by. He's a
Naipan.
Yeah. Anyone seen anything of him? I mean, I've saw the highlights.
He's supposed to be a sensational midfielder, up and coming.
Yeah, apparently. I mean, how old is he? 16? Surely he's deciding between us and Man United, and we've got Odegaard. And they've got Haaland, and they've got no one, have they? I mean, who have they got?
Nobody.
So
Bruno Fernandes.
Hard to hear some of the England any day. Must I do know?
He scored today versus Wranglers.
Where's the fun in me saying that Canada has better summer weather than England? There's no fun in that, all right? So let's just stick with my interpretation of Canada, which is that it's snowing all day, every day.
You gotta come visit, you guys. Sandy.
Do you know what's funny? My grandfather he never went to Canada, but it was the one country he always wanted to go to. Because he would never go. He couldn't stand Americans, the United States. He just couldn't after.
Yeah.
But
I like
Canada.
The states. Some states are quite good. Texas is great, folks.
My friend's going to Texas. I'm so jealous. I really want to go to Texas. There's loads of places in the United States. I think I could probably live in quite a few places in the United States.
You know why the Canadians say they have brilliant summers? It's because it's like minus 30 for 51 weeks of the year, and then 1 week it goes up to about 10 degrees, and I think, oh wow.
No, we have heat wave here, Zanzi.
Yeah, 5-6 degrees some days.
Yeah, I know.
Our summer is the best day of the year, Rosie.
Yeah.
Maybe on the left, on the right. Keep it going. Lord Bentner, miss sitters for Arsenal. Then
Lord Bentner. Oh no.
Best player in the world. The best player in the world. God, Seagan Tendros, we've already mentioned.
And you saw him play live then, Lord Bentner?
Yeah. Yeah, I saw Nicky Bentner, yeah.
Did they have a chat for him back in the day?
No, but there were things we used to shout. Like I remember Duck was one of them if he was shooting. Noel Rosie, Andre Santos.
He was terrible.
Lassana Diarra is going to be big news. I've done a whole bit about him. He's going to change. Dennis Suarez, Christ.
Glenn Helder. We did talk about Glenn Helder.
Yeah. Supplies. Everything. I just got that. What did the janitor say when he jumped out of the closet? Supplies.
Supplies.
Yeah, but Rosie failed to say that he was Japanese. Supplies.
No, we all got it. Just don't. Just don't. Like you're in the naughty corner for a moment.
Right.
Everything big in Canada, Texas is little. Not compared to England, it is. Not compared to.
Oh my God! Did you see Fabrizio Romano's tweet just now? He said, "More on Aiden Heaven and Manchester United exclusive story from earlier. Manchester United are confident to bring Aiden Heaven to the club despite Eintracht Frankfurt approach and Arsenal new deal proposed. He was in attendance at Old Trafford tonight."
I know he was at Old Trafford.
I didn't know that until now.
Oh, I knew he was at Old Trafford. That was a story that was broken earlier. But I don't necessarily think that means anything. But
yeah.
Look. Oh, someone's gone. John Esslinger has accused somebody of clickbait. Just fuck off.
Hey, it's not a clickbait. You're not even listening.
No, the thing is, I wouldn't mind, but we are in the middle of talking about transfers. So how's that clickbait? I said it was a transfer show. And here's the thing. I'm not trying to bait you here. Believe me, young whatever you are. I'm not interested in you. Go and be gone. Bar him! Clickbait. It says Arsenal transfer news live. We're live.
How is it clickbait? We are talking about.
This is what we're talking about. We're talking about John Esslinger. You have shown yourself to be an unworthy of my bile.
Off with your head.
Get him out. This is why I don't want more subscribers. I don't want more subscribers. They come in with this kind of attitude. Where's your clickbait? I wanted you to be talking about the exact thing I wanted you to talk about. Go and have friends. If you had friends, go and talk to them about transfers, presumably live, and then you won't need us to keep you company at nearly 1 o'clock in the morning. I will not stomach it. Clickbait. Delete him. Delete him at once.
And
that's not an comment was removed as soon as it appeared. Thank you. Thank you,
Thanks, Rosie.
Don't just let these people in, for God's sakes. This is a lock-in. How did he sneak in? Clickbait. What's he? I wouldn't mind if we were talking about shoes.
What's that a clickbait about? We're talking about transfers.
How dare you claim to be talking about live football transfers when you're talking about live football transfers? We were right in the middle. Give it no attention, Rosie. You've calmed me down. Thank you. But we were right in the middle of talking about it. We were talking about Heavens being transferred to Man United live.
Yeah.
That's a transfer. Clickbait, you fucking someone, lol.
Yeah.
Thank you. Vader. Can you help Rosie eject him, please? Heaven's a decent player, 8 miles. Ethan or Max Academy is tough. Select a few, make it. I liked him in the preseason, but I don't see it working out for him. I don't think Chido Obi Martin is going to make it, to be honest with you. And he's a dick.
Me too. I think from Man United they'll get rid of him.
I think they will. Yeah. I mean, like, look, it just isn't. It isn't going to be.
He said there was no pathway at Arsenal, but at Man United there's no pathway. It's even worse.
That's what really pissed me off. You know how I felt about that. Mario Kuzudubi saying there's no pathway. I won't go and play for Blackburn. Like, what are you doing? You could have played.
We could have loaned him out to Blackburn.
Something is pissing these young players off.
You know, the one thing they have in common, though, these academy kids, they all have the same agent. It's just signed to them from the club. I don't know if it's an agent influence, but these kids, when they see big money, maybe it influences them.
I don't know. You know what? Like, it's footballers shouldn't have agents. They should have lawyers and accountants. Much better. Like, you got a lawyer and an accountant. You know they're always working your best interests, unless it's the one Sting had. I get that.
Yeah.
Back to the Future.
Clickbait my ass.
And do you know what I mean? Like, of all the times, there's so many times I've done clickbait. No one's ever called me out on it. So, I mean, literally, I've done clickbait and no one's ever said anything. Because, you know what, when you do videos, I don't do it on the live. I literally don't. I said to you two earlier, like, have we got
as honest as possible on the lives?
This is a good number of people, isn't it? Like, any more than this just gets a little bit confusing, and you get all these people coming in and some of them are angry. And, you have to nurse them back to mental health. And I haven't got the time.
How about you clickbait your way out of here?
Yeah, just. I bet he wasn't expecting that, though, was he? They have agents and parents. If they can get good package, the agents will push for it. It's not guaranteed they make it to first. Listen, this is exactly true. And you can't begrudge a young teenager wanting the most money he can get. Before we blame parents, agents, or greedy teenagers, can we just say that a well-run youth team academy should not lose at the rate that we are? And whether it's, if you want to go in on Chido Obi Martin, I don't think he was ever going to be the one, but I really rated Kozu Dubry. He was
so good. We watched him live. He was great.
Yeah. Rosie, you're a tough cookie, you are. You're giving it oxygen. You would just smother him with a pillow, wouldn't you? Be like, die. I don't mind. United talking about Chido Obi Martin up the senior side, by the way. Yeah, listen, getting into the Man United team. I mean, who else is he in front? He's only got to be better than Rasmus Højlund, and I'm not sure he's not.
That bloke they got from the big Dutch bloke.
Xerxes.
Xerxes, yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if he goes. He's been linked with all kinds of clubs, hasn't he?
Really, I didn't see it.
I don't think he wants to stay. I mean, obviously, getting booed off by your own fans.
Oh, yeah, that's not good.
There's another really good reason as Arsenal fans why we should support our players, because you want them to play well, right? And if you don't, then if you want to see us lose against Dinamo Zagreb just so that we sign a striker, so that we can, make sense.
I don't get that at all.
I hope we lose the Champions League and I hope we lose the Premier League so that we can bring in good players to win the Champions League and Premier League.
What?
It's just stupid. You have to put up with a lot of stupid. But not here, not at the Adams Arms. We have a zero tolerance policy for stupid. Well, not literally zero tolerance. I'm still here, but you know what I mean. Okay. So, have we discussed every transfer week? Yeah. Pleb has went on his way to comment. I imagine being the sad bastard that went out of his way to type clickbait. Yeah. Højlund and Xerxes. Listen, I think both Højlund and Xerxes are good players. I just think you're asking an awful lot when you chuck players into that kind of team. I mean, look, I think Kobe Mainoo's a good player.
Yeah, he was him and Garnacho last.
Garnacho's going.
Chelsea, maybe.
Possibly. I don't see it, though, do you? I think he'll go abroad.
I don't know why they want so many wingers. They have a winger fetish, like we have a left-back fetish.
But Garnacho's the one player that played his heart out for Man United last season. He's the one... Oh, did you see this? Oh, I've just seen a headline, which... Oh, bless them. Maddison. Do you remember him?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. He said...
People wanted him over Odegaard. Remember?
Oh, God.
Because we had Odegaard on loan the first time around.
Yeah. I was so sad when we got Odegaard on loan because I was like, don't do this to me. Don't have Odegaard play for us and then go back and never play for us.
Back. Yeah.
He's so for me, I liked Odegaard straight away. I love
from the loan.
I don't know.
We sold that. Then we sold Joe Willock to Newcastle, and we used that Willock money to buy Odegaard on a permanent.
And I still love Joe Willock. I love Joe Willock because after that disallowed goal, that's the goal that should have crossed the line. And Joe Willock told all the Arsenal players, no, it did go out. It went out.
Yeah. He's Arsenal through and through.
Arsenal. And he's honest. He's a decent guy, all that. But you have to say, we probably did the right thing in selling Willock. He's played well for Newcastle, but I don't think he's
consistent. And he's not getting into their team now, right? He
did come on against Bournemouth.
Yeah, they lost. Bournemouth won away. That's crazy. Bournemouth.
Does it give you a little bit of hope that we might be able to get back into the League Cup?
I still believe.
Do you?
But we do need to get 2 goals to take it to penalties.
No, but do you genuinely believe?
We can turn it around? Yeah.
Really?
I don't think it's over.
Oh, I think that is really encouraging. I'm really pleased you said I can't get on board with that. I'm 90% certain.
I was thinking about it the other day because me and Charlie, we were talking about it. And I said, yeah, if we really get our act together, I think we can, we all we need to do is to score 2 goals to take it to penalties.
Oh, is that? Oh, yeah, I suppose I know that. I'm just saying, do you think it will happen? That's all you got to do is score 3 and, you win. Yeah, I know that. I'm just saying, me personally,
I think we can do it. I think we can do it. I really.
We had 2 shots on target in the last 2 visits we've been up there.
Yeah, I think Ames Park is not an easy ground to go to. Definitely.
It takes a bloody age to get there.
Yeah.
No, I'm really I never know. I get nervous before all matches.
I still think it's not over though. I'm not writing this out.
But no, okay.
Fat lady sings.
But what is it? That is still. I mean, it's like it's also still possible for Tottenham to win the Premier League. But let's be clear. Because didn't you hear Postecoglou saying we're still in?
Ange ain't got a clue. Postecoglou ain't got a clue.
Imposter no clue. But he was saying we're still in 4 tournaments. We're still in 4 tournaments. I was like,
really? How do you know?
You got Villa in the FA Cup. Liverpool 1-0 lead up to Anfield. Yeah. Do we think Ange Postecoglou gets sacked after going out of the FA Cup?
Yeah.
And then who do they replace him with? Carlo Ancelotti?
What about Van Nistelrooy? Oh, if he leaves Leicester.
If he leaves Leicester, when he leaves Leicester, he's not staying in the Championship, is he?
Yeah.
Dan, you know when you mentioned the Maddison?
Yeah.
Yeah. Immediately I had a flashback to the film Splash with Tom Hanks and Daryl Hannah.
Yeah.
Because her name was Madison. Because you saw it on the street name.
I feel like I'm getting a guided tour of the inner workings. Let me out! Let me out!
You spent too much time in Sandy's bar.
How do you even remember that? I haven't seen that film since 1986 or something.
How do I remember it? Daryl Hannah was in it. That's how I remember it.
And it's because you see her breastises, isn't it? You see her breastises.
No, you don't.
I can't have just imagined that, can I? Oh, maybe, is it Blade Runner that you see them then? Where do you see her breasts?
It's a Blade Runner movie.
It's a great film. Great book, great film. We need to know. So, Darth Vader. I'm going 2-0 Arsenal this weekend. I agree. Anthony, I agree. I think you're right. I think you're right a lot.
You think we're keeping a clean sheet at the Molyneux, folks?
Yeah.
Oh, and the other question is, do you think Cunha plays?
No.
Because of what happened on Monday?
A little bit I know about Pereira, he's dropping him like he did Lamine.
Because on Monday he didn't clap the players off.
He went straight down the tunnel. He's been at the club for 5 minutes and he's already called out 2 of the players.
Yeah.
I think this could be
the end.
I think it's going to be interesting. But the reason I was mentioning Maddison, I'd forgotten to complete my thought there, was that he's on BBC website going, this could still be a good season for Tottenham. And you just think, come on. Like I don't want to hurt.
Yeah, that's where people go to cheat on other people, the Madison website.
It could be a remarkable season. Can Spurs salvage a campaign? Does anyone think, it's nice to talk about Tottenham being relegated, but they're not.
Jesus Christ. Joshua Kimmich is in talks with Real Madrid on a possible free transfer. Why can't we get Joshua Kimmich?
I don't know. I'm sick of saying it, but he's one of my favorite players. And there's so much crap. People don't watch football, and then they come out and go, "Yeah, but he's a right back." And you go, "No, he's a defensive midfielder." Yeah, but he's playing at right back. He's playing at right back because Thomas Tuchel's a dickhead.
It's not his position. Yeah.
Yeah, he's played. He won the sextuple playing as a defensive midfielder. He plays defensive midfielder for Germany. Can we just get on this, please?
Nobody wants to play under Thomas Tuchel, guys.
He is. Joshua Kimmich is one of my favorite players in world football. And they were talking about Alphonso Davies and Kimmich going as a pair to Barca.
Oh, no.
Obviously, that's not happening.
Yeah, Alfonso's turned around.
Who are Arsenal playing B&Q back shifts? Play Sterling, get us pens. Wolves. Anthony, don't answer her. She's being facetious. Newcastle got whacked bad twice at home this season. Yeah, but not by us. That's the thing. I don't know. Listen, I'm really glad you said that, Melina. I'm really glad you're optimistic and positive, right?
Well, I always am, but I know people call me deluded and all this crap, but I don't pay no mind to it. It's my honest opinion. I still think that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's players, when you said it.
If these players get their heads together, if these players get their act together and they actually work hard, if this really means something to them, then I think we can. The thing that's going
against us, though, is that this is so much bigger for Newcastle than it is for us.
Yeah, because they haven't won a trophy in God knows how long.
89
plus the fact Arsenal players will be thinking about the next day they're going to be in Dubai for the next 9 days, aren't they?
Yeah, that FA Cup 4th round week.
You've just reminded me something I wanted to say. You know, I was watching the game yesterday. I was thinking, I will say this on the live tomorrow. Did anyone else get the feeling that those Arsenal players were playing like they'd been promised a Dubai trip? They came out going, right, if you guys beat Dinamo by 2 or 3 goals, we're all going to Dubai. It felt to me like...
Jorginho talked about it post-match.
Did he?
Dubai, yeah.
What did he say?
He said that it's not a guarantee whether we're going to Dubai, but when the media asked about it, but his answer was, if we're going to Dubai, then we need to cherish these moments together. And I think that means possibly because he could be leaving this window. Jorginho, I mean.
No, Jorginho's not leaving this window.
No.
Really?
No, guaranteed it. No, he's definitely not. He, what was the club that he was talking to, and they said his expectations are completely unrealistic. No, he's not.
There were several European clubs looking at him.
Yeah, and he was even talking to a Brazilian club. I think it was Fluminense, but I can't honestly, could be anyone. I don't know. That's not bad for Madrid. Kimmich could slot in the Cruz role. I think Liz, wherever he goes, he's great. He's good age, 29. Like, he's just Tommy Tickle me Elmo Tuchel. Tommy Tickle me Elmo Tuchel. I saw an Australian playing Dancing Queen on Didgeridoo the other day and thought, that's Aboriginal. Wasn't it like Wolves and Fulham that crushed Magpies? The Wolves definitely beat Newcastle. But was it at home though? I don't know. If you look at it, wasn't that the first couple of games of the season though? Because when you looked at the start of the season, Wolves.
No, Newcastle were at home. No,
were they?
Yeah, okay, Newcastle won. No, Newcastle won 3-0 to Wolves at home.
Bournemouth beat them 4-1, didn't they?
Yeah, just last weekend. Yeah.
Last weekend. I gotta change my FPL team. You just reminded me. Is the deadline tomorrow?
Probably.
Saturday deadline. I'm
trying to look. Why is this happening? Wimbledon. Oh, it's the EFL Cup. That's why. I'm trying to find the game. I thought Wolves beat Newcastle. I must have made that up then. Oh, maybe I made that up. Oh yeah, no, sorry. Yeah, Wolves. Newcastle beat Wolves away. Yeah. So the return hasn't happened yet, probably. Okay, so I just don't think we beat Newcastle. I think Newcastle United, they need it too much. It's not. I think they'll outfight us. They'll out. I just, I'm not trying to be negative. I think most of you know I'm not usually negative, am I? I can't get my head. I just don't believe we'll beat them. Not 2-0. We might win on the night, but even then, I'm not sure.
West Ham beat Newcastle 2-0 at Wolves.
I sort of remember they got an absolute drubbing off someone. I don't mean Bournemouth, but Brentford. They went away to Brentford and got battered.
4-2, yeah.
Yeah. Newcastle United last won the FA Cup in 1955.
God, that was even before I was born.
Hey, next week is the Merseyside derby. Is it next week or it got rescheduled again?
Not sure actually, and I don't know if it was ever confirmed.
Oh, really?
I've never found it definitively confirmed. But I'm just going to look now in case I've missed it because I do the
Wednesday, the 12th of February.
It is for that,
12th of February.
Everton, Liverpool.
Okay.
Let's have a look. What did I think it was going to be? Liverpool, Everton. Oh yeah, so I had it down as the second. Oh no, what did I have it down as? Oh yeah, I had it down for the 11th, so it's changed by a day.
Probably for media coverage.
No, it won't be on TV.
Oh, great.
Oh, hang on.
No.
It might. You know when they reschedule a game from a 3 o'clock or something, but this one I think was an early kickoff, wasn't it? It was a 12:30. So yeah, I think it is on TV.
Dan, Anthony wanted me to screen share a picture of Razor. Why he calls you Razor? He wanted me to share a photo.
Razor's a beautiful man. Can it be one from not a recent one?
No, like it's one from your old videos, your old.
Anthony,
very first video.
you think I look like a footballing Razor? Not the the 42
I gotta
stone.
charge I gotta join on my iPad because my computer's dying.
Don't die. My dog is called Woodbine. He hasn't got any legs yesterday. I took him out for a drag. Yep, twice Newcastle shattered at home. Yep, Bournemouth I meant. A man walks up to a bar holding a dog jobby in the palm of his hand and says to the bartender, "Look what I nearly stood in."
I'm gonna reconnect.
That's the best one of the day, Rosie. That is an absolute classic. I'm fucking having that for tomorrow's work. Man. Jobby. Look what I nearly stood in. Where's Melina gone? Zandy, what have you done with Miss Melina? Release her. Do you want me to re-add you yet?
There
you go.
My computer
I thought he'd captured you. Could City be in a different position had they kept Alvarez and Palmer? Do you think Pep regrets losing them? I think if he regrets losing them more than his wife, he's a bigger shithead than I thought he was.
Yeah.
I think Alvarez, that was a bizarre transfer. He kept them together last season, Alvarez. Such a good player. So many goals.
Yeah, he was so good.
He was
annoying. I knew they weren't going to sell him to us, but that was one deal that
I would have hoped for. Yeah.
What did he go for in the end? Like 70 million? It's peanuts when you look at it now.
Hey, Florian Wirtz. Maybe we could look at him for
no chance. Not a prayer. Not even.
Do you think he'll go to Real Madrid now that Xabi Alonso?
Yeah, I think Florian Wirtz will go for the most silly. Florian Wirtz is an absolute. I love him. I think he's brilliant. I would move heaven and earth to sign him. He's just outstanding. I prefer him to Musiala. That takes some doing, man. But like he is just
Musiala play live.
He's just exceptional. Exceptional, Florian Wirtz. He's like a real throwback. He's potential superstar. I don't know. Like
Is Thomas Muller officially retired, or is he still going?
No, I don't think so. Why? Why do you say that?
Because I just remembered when I watched Jamal Musiala, that Bayern game at home. I had an opportunity before the game to meet the players in the car park, and because the player, what's his name? He was injured. Thomas Muller. He was the last one to come off the coach, and he was taking his sweet time but he's so tall and really different to look at in person.
He is the prototype Kai Havertz, isn't he?
Yeah, basically.
Thomas Muller he's funny as hell as well. He's
Wow, I'm surprised he's still playing. I thought he'd be retired by now. He's old.
Well, the German league isn't quite so demanding, but he's not old compared to Modric.
Yeah.
You know, he's 30. I was going to say 34, but I think he's older than that. 35? It says not that old, but he barely plays. I mean, he's not
bench fodder now.
And
for leadership, probably in the dressing room.
He's not. I mean, he isn't. He is bench fodder because he comes on. He doesn't start a lot of games, but he does play a lot of games. He played last couple of times I've seen them play. He came on again. I think
I've not watched a lot of their games. Only sometimes.
I mean, I tell you what, I only saw the highlights of the Feyenoord game, and then if you wanted Bayern to win that, no highlights. But that was a tough watch. But he came on in the 83rd minute for Musiala. Didn't turn the game around. Played all right though. Bayern are funny, man. Like, obviously, the game against Hoffenheim was just a goal fest. It was just ridiculous. It was really good fun, you know. So I just thought they were in a really good space. I thought, you know, I was through gritted teeth. I was like, Michael Olise scored I like Michael Olise at Bayern. That was.
He was there for Palace too before he moved.
Yeah, I mean, I thought we might get him, but the game Bayern, he scored against Wolfsburg, and that was, I think Bayern went 3-0 up, and Wolfsburg clawed it back to 3-2. Bayern's not quite right at the moment. Thank God for that. Can't stand Melina. Whoops, she's back. Hi, Melina.
Okay.
Only joking.
It's all right, Rosie.
Profit massive on Alvarez called it. They only paid 15 million. Yeah, but you don't want to lose a player that good.
Really good quality caliber.
Go and sign Omar Mamouche, who I don't think is as good as Alvarez. So if you add the profit, if they paid 15 million for him, sold him for 70 million, and then bought a player for 60 million, they're still down.
So are they just going to rotate him with Haaland? Like, how are they going to? I don't get where he's going to get the game time from.
You've signed Haaland to a 10-year contract.
Yeah, 9.5 years.
I guarantee you the only way this makes sense is if Pep's thinking of playing 2 up front, and he probably is. Why not?
Wow.
Well, why not? He does shit like that. I mean, there was a point where he was playing with no strikers. Then he's got a striker.
Yeah.
You know, the next thing, we do need a new innovation in English football, don't we?
Definitely.
What, a team with 2 strikers?
Something new.
I play 4-4-2.
You know that
the
key innovation you know that Pep Guardiola even admitted he was playing Herbert Chapman's WM. Like he's actually referenced it. He's actually said this is not I haven't innovated this. This is how football used to be played by likes of Herbert Chapman. Okay, go on for you. How do you milk sheep, guys?
How do you milk sheep?
I don't know.
No
I don't know. Dutch Masters, how, Rosie? Odegaard, Rangers, and Rice. I don't know, man. You keep saying Rangers. I don't know enough about him, Jose. I'm going to have a good look because I really don't know very much about him at all. Anyone else got an opinion on Rangers?
No. I don't know about Rangers because
Rangers
to come with them.
Rangers, not Rangers.
I haven't seen anything. I mean, I've seen Rafael Leao.
Oh, he's good.
Play well.
Brilliant.
For yeah, he is. But he's not. He's not the one that we wanted. I didn't see the game. I've seen the highlights of the game yesterday. Rangers. I don't know, man. Like, I honestly don't know enough about him to have an opinion. But he's a midfielder. I know that, and I don't want any more midfielders.
I don't even know how old he is. We need a striker or a winger right now.
We need a striker or a winger, right? But Social's
if we don't sign anyone, one of you guys have to lace up your boots and get on that pitch.
Well, I would do, but I've got a Kai Havertz style head injury. I've got a Toblerone head.
You'd have to change your shoes as well because you couldn't do the ones with the claws on.
Why not? Why not? Why not?
It'd be quite good.
Did we really get 30 likes? Is Rosie winding me up? Have we got 30 likes?
I think
maybe you know what? The reason we got 30 likes is because I told that guy to fuck off, and everyone loved it. And they were like that.
I found out how he got in as well, Golf, because the back gate was open. I've closed it now.
Of course,
One of the smokers has left the back door open. Yeah. He's been on fire at Milan.
And you left the door open, Zanzi.
Yeah. Canada plays a 4-4-2.
Yeah,
I'm not doing the jokes. I'm not doing the jokes. I'm not saying, "Oh, wait till you got." You know what? Like you haven't. Yes, okay. I'm not doing it. It's too easy. You're setting it up. I'm knocking it out. It's too easy. Rangers is a good player. I believe that, but I'm trying to think if I've ever seen him play. I must have done because I've watched Milan. What was the last Milan game I watched? The Inter. Oh,
played the other day.
Yeah, did he play in that?
Rangers. I don't know. I didn't watch that. I know.
I don't remember.
Didn't watch along for that game.
I don't remember him in it. I'm just looking now. No, he didn't play. I don't know, man. Did he not play? Oh, he did. Yeah, he came. Yeah. Ruben Loftus-Cheek came on for Rangers.
Ruben Loftus-Cheek, former Chelsea.
Formerly QPR. Never mind. Yeah, Rangers did play. He had an absolute stinker. Maybe that's why I didn't notice him. We can't have players who are absolutely rubbish. Come on, guys.
The trouble with Rangers is he's a midfielder, haven't we? We've got too many of them at the moment.
Midfielders? Yeah, we don't need.
I don't know if we've got two. We definitely It's not a pressing injury. It's
we
not
don't
a pressing.
need right now midfielders. We need them in the summer when Jorginho and Partey's gone.
Well, we're signing Zubamendi.
Well, that's not 100% yet.
Well, it's more 100% than Rangers.
Yeah, that's true.
Melina got a picture of a footballer we need, lol. He's 26. What did I say? Oh, I didn't know. I have no idea. Rangers, I watched lots of AC Milano and Holland. Okay.
Oh, he's talking about the picture I was supposed to share. The picture he sent me. I'm trying to get it.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Rosie, for reminding her. It wasn't. It was Anthony.
No.
See, it's getting late now. We're calling it, in 9 minutes' time, the pub is closing.
What?
Melina got the first round.
Midnight. I mean, a minute past the half hour.
What time is it? Almost midnight.
Well, it's
already past.
I don't know why. Oh, it's because I started the stream late. My apologies.
How do I put this thing? This comment?
Don't worry about it. No one wants to see it. No one wants.
Everybody wants to.
It's all right. No, it's okay. No one wants to see Razor Ruddock. Razor Ruddock. No one wants that. No one likes to see that. Not sharing it. You can sod off. All right, here we go.
Rosie sent me more pictures.
Here we go. Wait there. Present. Share screen. Here we go.
It looks like you.
There you go. That's him. I'm flattered. I'm flattered by that. What a beautiful man. What a delicious looking gentleman. What an absolutely superb looking young man. There you go.
You had a twin dad.
Do you know what? I hate to say it, but I can actually see the resemblance. I've got more hair than him, but no, that's it.
So you played for Liverpool before?
Sharp! West Ham, sharp! Do you
West
know who I
Ham?
am? You should.
Hammers.
What was the sheep milk gag? I didn't get the sheep milk gag.
You should take that milk sheep. Oh, the
how do you milk sheep?
What was the gag? You're all just reading what I'm reading.
No, she said
release another iPhone.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Yeah.
I just got that. That is good. You're on fire. Razor before or after he was hounded by debt collectors. Good luck with that one. Turning up at his front door looking for money. Jesus. That's a job I'd swerve. You want me to do what? We want you to go and get money off Razor Ruddock. Gonna be a pass from me. Might just go and come on. 7 minutes to be amazing. What are we talking about?
It's funny, my missus used
See, if this prick had turned up now, I would have understood when he said clickbait. If that guy had turned up right now, I'd be like, yeah, we haven't talked about transfers in about 30 minutes. But the precise time
we talked about transfers for 2 hours and 50, maybe 50 minutes, 3 minutes of food.
Sorry, Zanzi, my fury cut you off there.
It's right. No, it's my missus used to work for a bailiff company, and she says that one of the bailiffs there, a bloke called L, was about 6'8", high and wide. He was absolutely huge.
You definitely, if you knew someone that size and you were recruiting for, you'd probably go, you could do this. It's like my mate Leon, who was a doorman in Dagenham. And I said, how did you get that job? And he was like, taking a piss. He's like 6'7" and very big. And he was like, I wasn't going to be a ballet dancer, was I? That's true. Thanks, Leon. Put me down.
But the funny thing about it is this Errol bloke, he was as soft as anything.
I know, but that's the thing, isn't it? The gentle giant thing they always talk about. I get it. Like, I do totally get it. Like, if you're that size, you probably don't get in a lot of fights. You know.
Do you remember a wrestler called Giant Haystack?
Yes, yeah, I do.
Yeah. He used to live out in a little place called Southam or nearby. And one of my mates who used to be a rent collector, he said he's at a door knocking on it. And it's one of these things where there's a little bit of a corridor towards the front door. And he said all of a sudden, he says, the lights just went out, and he turned around, and a giant haystack was stood behind him.
Easy. He was the baddie, wasn't he?
Yeah, because of course he had Big Daddy, wasn't he? He was supposed to be the goodie.
Mike, what is it about that? My gran used to love the wrestling.
I love WWE.
No, this was no.
No, this is in the
before.
This
70s,
is this is. I'm going to show a clip because this is. I hope I don't get copyright strike. Am I going to get copyright strike for showing wrestling from the 1970s, 80s?
Nah.
Fuck it, let's do it. If you watch, like, no one's going to watch all this way anyway, are they?
No,
even the algorithm's gone. Oh, I'm going to bed. I go to sleep when Luca goes to sleep.
Can I say my joke then?
No.
That's
not for the algorithm. That's just for common sense. Right, here we go. This is it. See, I don't. Oh, that's nostalgia incarnate. That is. Wait there. Don't move. Nobody move. We're doing this. Rosie, get excited.
Be excited, like Josh Kroenke said.
Not that excited, obviously. The kind of excited that does actually end up with us signing someone. It's like, where is it? What have I done? Oh, here we go. Dun, 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 dun. Right, you are. ITV Wrestling.
Welcome once again to ITV's World of British Wrestling.
The Pat Roach, the bomber they called him. That's who I think you sound like, Anthony. Since we're talking about me looking like, yeah, we'll see. We'll see if he comes on. I'm going to tear him a new one. I am.
Fun.
Now, I want you to all remember, though, this is all real. Not like the WWE and WW whatnot. This is really real.
ITV Wrestling.
This is real. This is from 1970s to 80s. Look at the people in the background. Look at the audience. Women in their 60s. So can I just say, we may not have the razzmatazz of American sports.
Nope.
But it inspired me. I think we should have an Adam's Arms wrestling team. Zanzi?
Wow.
Do you still have your unitard?
I've got my Mankini on right now, mate.
I gotta bring my WWE belt.
No belts, mate. Look at them. Wouldn't fit a belt round half of these fellas. Razor Ruddock was a famous Canadian boxer. No, there was a Ruddock. Well, I'll take your word for it. But Razor Ruddock is a Liverpoolian. Was a Cockney footballer who played for West Ham and, of course, Liverpool. A dog or a fighter. Anyway, I'm putting it. You look at it and you go, how did he flip him like that? It's almost like he helped him. Like, I think we all have had a chance now to enjoy wrestling at its very finest. In the days before WW whatnot, there was that.
I like WWE.
It's not the same, though, is it? This is better. You'd have to admit
not
it.
the same.
Come on, this is much better. This is real men fighting in.
WWE scripted.
Is that Odegaard in the ring? Yeah, I think it is. It definitely is.
In the red been Tommy Takehiro, because I don't know what it looks like anyway.
Well, no one knows what he looks like. Yeah, it's just easy. I think the Adam's Arms needs a pub team. We're doing sign-ups. You know, some pubs play darts, some pubs play football, but we put on the old. I mean, this was sport on Saturday. If you were in England, this was on TV on a Saturday afternoon. No, Saturday afternoon. This is not. Most of the people who watch this were asleep by 7. No, look at the audience. I'm not. You think I'm kidding? Look at this audience.
Old people.
Look at that woman there. These are old.
They're probably dead by now.
Dangerous Dan Laguna. Right, we all need wrestling names.
Dangerous Dan Laguna. Maniac Mel.
I'm going to have to think about it. I'm going to need a wrestling
Macho
name.
Mel. Macho Mel.
Macho. Listen, I hope.
Is that your wrestling name, Macho Man? You go into that song.
Macho
man.
I'm not doing this justice tonight. It is now 1:34. In just 6 hours, I start getting up to go to work. So I would happily stay all the way through with you guys. But shall we reconvene on Saturday for the Manchester City Chelsea game, or after it if someone else is doing it? Are you and Moss doing a live stream?
Everyone in favor say aye. Aye.
Why? No, but are you two? If you're doing a live stream, we'll do it after that. I don't want to. I'm not. You know,
Moss said we are doing one on Moss Sports School. You guys are free to join. I'll put the link in the chat if you want to join. If not, we'll be on here afterwards.
The only thing is with me in live streams is, I'm a minute behind, so it kind of interferes with a lot of my capacity to inform any decision or conversation on the football if I'm watching it a day behind you lot.
We could do the Adam's Arms after.
Yeah, let's do that then. I will set it up.
What time? 6, 4:30?
Well, the game's 5:30, so
7, 8.
7:15.
Half 10 again as normal.
All right.
7:15.
No, let's do. I think he's right. I think we do a normal time slot, 10:30 or something. Thunder Arms. That's brilliant, Moss. That is
night stream, folks. Put it on your community tab, Dan.
I will.
I've got a wrestling name for Mel. It's going to be Mel the Mauler.
No.
Yeah.
No, it would be quite. You'd have. Everyone has to have a gimmick, right? In American wrestling, you have to have a gimmick. But in English wrestling, it's just you just come out in your pants. Yeah. Just go easy. Thunder Arms. I'm dead. Thunder Arms.
I'll just point out you couldn't have Mel coming out in just the pants because it's no.
No, women didn't wrestle back then.
They didn't.
Defo
they weren't
Saturday.
allowed in wrestling.
Rosie, what are you saying? 10:30 Saturday. We're doing this all over again.
I'm home Saturday. Let me know.
You missed me saying Melina would have to wrestle a midget. They don't like to be called midgets. They don't like to be called midgets, do you? 5-match goal rush. Right. Out. You lot have been wonderful. I've got to sleep. Until I see you later. Goodbye, Andy. What's that?
3-0 to the Gunners Saturday.
Yes. Come on.
Oh, yeah, it'll be a bit bleak if we don't beat Wolves, won't it?
Saturday, 10:30. Be there or be squared.
10h30 à Adam's Arms. Bonjour, bonsoir, bon noir, et au revoir, mes amis.
No clickbait here.
Bye.
That's my wrestling name. Clickbait. That's it. The mighty clickbait.
Au revoir.
Au revoir. Till I see you again. Be lucky. Lots of love.
Be lucky.